really boxing? Who wanted the baddest? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
It's time for another raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Konichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle. Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
Wake up, nigga. We gotta get this money.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Soul Brother number 1, aka the Asiatic Black Man, the original man, Salam. It's your man here. I'm in the building with Puerto Rican Free, aka the Great Debater, and my guy, man, the philosopher, Thomas Hill. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
Hey, man, tonight, how we doing, Soul Brother number 1. We talk about a number of different things, but one thing I wanted to ask you guys notice there's starting to be like a real push between black men and black women kind of going at each other on the internet, or is that just something that I'm perceiving? Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah. I mean, it's always been somewhat that for the last few years now. It's just I don't know if it's people just trying to I don't know how to put it. If they trying to show who's the more dominant or who's rightfully have their rightful place in this world that we live in. But the thing is, it's like we so busy beating each other up instead of lifting each other and showing that we need each other in order to coexist in this world. It's bad when you got a man going against a woman when you was put on this earth to create another human being together. And so when you got two people going at each other that was meant to be together, it's just a bad look on everybody.
What you think about that, Tommy?
Well, to take it a step further, you could say the problem is systemic because it's black people going against black people at all times, whether it's man versus man, man versus woman, woman versus woman. The woman versus woman usually happens on the basis of competition because they outnumber us. But they've been suppressed as a whole entity. Women in general have been suppressed throughout the ages of time. But now they're more liberated. These times and age, you get to have a phone or some kind of viewing system, a camera of some sort, and you can become somebody special just like that. You can go viral in a moment. So it's empowering. You couple that with the fact that the fastest rising demographic economically and educationally happens to be the single black female. So black women are rising higher on all charts as people who are becoming prominent in many, many factors, fashions, and industries and genres. So they have empowered themselves. And when you get power at times, you feel the need, some feel the need to let the power be shown and exhibited. The ways they show it may be ways that will be flamboyant to others. And then when you couple that with the fact that when success used to be a measure for Black people and they found it, at times they would go out and find them a woman of another race. We find this in Hollywood happening all the time. And if it's not another race, it's somebody lighter than the complexion of the person that they were with previously before they got that fame. So I think it's a little pushback going through that. But I think, as D. Free said, we should never be at odds between male or female of any genre, of any race, of any creed, of any faith. But on top of that, especially of your own. So it is a problem. It is a problem that happens amongst us in particular, because it seems like what's been taking place amongst us, we almost often mirror. Like the things that happen against us as people, we should bond one with another. But unfortunately, that is hardly the case. So we have, we pit one against the other. And in this case, with women on the rise so much, they feel empowered to the point where they can put us down. And likewise, because, we as men, we want to hold ourselves to a certain standard or value. We want to acknowledge the accomplishments of the woman. So it's like a chasm between the two. Unfortunately, there has to become a system of accountability for both parties so that we can clear that, because like D. Free said, it should not be so.
And the reason I asked that is because it's pretty alarming compared to the our counterparts, which will be white Americans. Salute to my man Crush. We are divorcing at a 68% clip. It's the highest it's been since 1920. So at one time, blacks led the nation in marriage rate and length of marriage, and now we're breaking up at a 68% within the first 3 years. And I'm just saying, to me, I'm just wondering, is this like some type of plot? Because I only see our community really being affected in this way because whether it's a woman celebrating being like a toss piece, like I've never seen so many women say, "Oh yeah, I'm a toss piece. I done been with this many guys at this point." And I guess for me, it's just like I was watching this video. This lady was, HIV positive, and she was just yelling, telling all the men that she slept with, "Ha ha, I got you." And I just thought to myself, this is sick. And I don't know. I guess I'd never see any other race doing that but us. And I'm just wondering, like, where is that demonic energy coming from? Because I get what you're saying, Free, but it's just like, and Tommy, I just never seen it to where it's like so concentrated in one area where like so much negative is happening. I just wonder, like, do we got to get back to those days when Uncle Lewis would do like they would do seminars back in the 80s and 70s, and they would sit together for hours and people together and learn and kind of figure out how to be better people. And I kind of feel like no one wants to kind of put the work in. Am I wrong to kind of think that way?
Nah, you're not wrong in thinking that way. It's just, but a lot of people were so brainwashed to thinking the way they think now. So brainwashed to think the way they think now that it's going to take an individual to want to change in order to make a change. You can't force anybody. You can have seminars out there, but nobody's going to show up unless they want to change the way they living. So unless they want to change the way they live and the way they think. So you can have the seminars, but it's still up to the person. It's just like having the AA classes for alcoholics. You can have the classes, but unless an alcoholic want to stop being an alcoholic, there's no point of having him go there because he's going to continue to do what he want to do. And so it takes the individual to want to change. It don't matter what nobody else say, nobody else do. The individual got to want to change that situation. So I mean, it's sad, but it's only going to get worse before it gets better at any point. And no matter what it is, it's only going to get worse before it gets better.
What you think on that, Tommy? I think my man Tommy might have went to sleep. But
I ain't go
also,
to sleep, my man. I said repeat it one more time.
I was basically saying, do you think like back I was saying that back in the 70s and 80s and back in the 70s and 80s mainly when Uncle Lou was younger, he would have like these seminars and they would go over things of like how to eat, how to treat each other, how to raise children, just more or less sharing information. And I wondered to myself, what happened to that? I remember, this is just me. I'm just a brother from Cleveland. I remember we would go to church, and I remember my grandma, my uncles. My grandma came from a big family. She had 12 siblings, 11 other siblings. If you know stuff, that made 12. And they
Yeah.
would be in church, and they would be in there sharing ideas, talking. And I just remember, like as a kid, I really wished I wouldn't have took that stuff for granted, but they would really be in there talking and having real conversations on how they could be better people, how they could love each other better. And I'm just saying, I'm just wondering where has that fallen off, because we have the same amount of time as our grandparents or our parents, but we don't seem to kind of put that same work in. That was my question. Like, what's going on? Talking about we getting worse, or what's going on with us?
I think time has put the biggest chasm between us as a people and communication with one another.
I can't hear you, Tom.
Mind your business,
Hmm.
not tend to other people's matters or affairs. I think that's gotten blurred. I think that in all things, you know, you are to mind your business, but sharing has always been caring. And, you know,
Hmm. Yeah, I think you're going out, brother. I think you might be
be
talking, but we
careful
can't hear
where
you.
they were. Can you hear me?
No, can you repeat what you said? We didn't hear what you said. You kind of went out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so you had people at that time, they would have to be careful where they were because, you know, you had people because of who they were, who they are as a people.
Hmm.
Did not care for their well-being or respected their manner of life or way of living. The
Hmm.
fact that they even did live was something that was subjective. You know, me and you talked outside of the format one time and was talking about how, you know, little children used to be targeted by women saying that they either stole something or done something to their physical person, and they would take those young children and beat them badly.
Hmm.
So, you know, you had to network one with another because you needed that for safety. Like back in biblical times, the reason why they had to come together is because the world was against them for what they stood for, what they believed, and they weren't treated fairly. So they couldn't get things from certain people. They couldn't buy things. They couldn't mistreated. So we as a people went from people who cared for one another because we.
He went out again.
Yeah, you keep going out, Tommy. Um, I don't know.
Bullied.
Yeah, you be talking, then you'll go out.
Yeah, it's probably because I'm outside and I go to a dead spot from my internet. But I apologize for that. What did you
Oh,
not hear?
all is well.
What was the last thing you did here so I could go back and repeat it?
You were basically saying, you were talking about just the part about You were some of the parts where families kind of changed, and
Yeah,
then you
we
went out.
became a family. Like you would get a neighborhood. Say for instance, my grandma and her
Hmm.
neighborhood. Everybody knew one another. Everybody cared.
Yeah, you keep going out.
They could find food or whatever. They could find love and care.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if they cut out a line back then, there was a time where you could even discipline the child because you not only are you cutting out a line and disrespecting yourself and your family, but
Mm-hmm.
us as a people. Now we so eagerly do things that would probably be looked at in a negative light by our forefathers and foremothers and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
we've gotten to a point where everybody is for themselves. We got to a point where, you know, it's all about looking out for self and making sure that you do what you can to benefit only you and yourself. Gone are the days where people cared for one another and truly looked out for the better interest of one another. And then, yeah, there were classes like that because women couldn't do so much. So what
Mm-hmm.
they could do, they had to be the very best at it, and it helped because it would ensure that their children would have a better upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like you got to be at work. Sometimes you might not even have time for your children. So now it becomes recreation is what is their schoolmaster now, so to speak. It guides them. It puts them in certain situations where they can get discipline. They can get unity. They can get the sense of teamwork. And
Mm-hmm.
it's no longer prevalent in the homes because of, you know, the stress and strain on the family and how they're going to provide. So many things have been put in place to help that, stress that, so that when it's a demographic that struggles to have a
Mm-hmm.
couple in a house, it makes it even tougher for them to, you know, provide what is necessary. The people who don't struggle and have like a structure together and have like a good income, well, they get these things and they have opportunities to these things because in these places, you know, it's readily available. Let's say, for instance, and I'm sorry to carry on, but the lottery is in place for that. When people purchase these tickets, the money that is gathered is supposed to go and support the local schools, the local parks and recreations, and all the things that would cater to a community. It so happens that California has won multiple billion dollar lotteries. However, you can only see the work in certain areas where, you know, most of us don't stay. So, you know, it's a system at play. And why would we as people help the system by participating in the things that they're trying to do to divide us, to break us up, to take both parents out the home and to make us at odds with one another? Because if you go back to the very, very point in time where, you know, people were all had things in common and looked at each other as equals, there was a point where people who had looked at people who didn't have and noticed that there was one thing in common. Them people were bonded together and they cared for one another. But then they said, you know what? You are like us. Now, you might not be in our situation because you don't have the bestowings that we have and you don't have the luxury we have as far as wealth and things like this, but you have the complexion we have. You have the skin tone we have. You have the color we have. That makes you better than the others. So why would you be amongst them? Why would you be not consider yourself better than them? You are better than them. And from that moment in this nation, this United States, that's when it really got bad because now people started looking at people for the class of race, and we're going to treat people differently because of this. So it proliferated all the way into the point where we uphold the system by continuously doing it to one another, and that should not be. We should buck the system. We should go back to the days where, you know, we cared earnestly for one another. We should
Mm-hmm.
go back to the day when we have information or knowledge, we would openly share it with one another. But instead, we do like everybody else does us, and we're no better than them. And that's why, you know, for me, I think that is the problem that we find ourselves in today.
Yeah, salute to my man Bruce. Salute to my brother Teach in the boxing menu podcast, man. I think what you're saying is super true. I mean, I get what you're saying, free about maybe not being important to always go to like those seminars. I just don't understand, like, and I hate to say this, but to think 3 generations later, I'm not half the man my grandfather was. I just I don't know, man. I kind of struggle with that, to think that even this is a dude who had a lot of limitations, a lot of things against him, and I'm still not the man he is. And it's just like it's kind of it's a real humbling thing to think, like, one of my uncles was from Kentucky, and I just remember him like almost racism, bigotry, anything that you can think of negative never bothered him. He just always was looking at the mark. And I just wonder, like, how can we as people get that resilience, man? Because my uncle passed at 91, bills paid, owned his crib, raised 4 kids, built his own home, had $1 million business almost before he passed. It's just like when you think about all that he did, it's a shame to think like none of his kids could repeat what he did, or I haven't even reached that level yet. And it's just like, how did a dude with hardly any education and so much against him be better? I guess that's the part I struggle with. I don't know if you guys ever struggle with that, thinking about like how great the people before us were. You know what I mean?
Well, I heard somebody else coming up. Let that man speak. Is that you, Free?
Yeah. So again?
He was just talking about how, his grandfather was such a great man with limited education, limited finances, yet he built such a great thing upon his family and his community with regards to like financial prowess, with relationship status, and also just setting an example. And he want to know how come it hasn't been replicated by the other folks in his family. What could be the cause?
The cause is because um everybody is different. Everybody looks at well, I'm not even gonna say everybody's different. The way that the world is now, if you don't have a great education, you can't get the good jobs. See, back then, you didn't have to have a great education to be able to make good money or be able to provide for your family. Nowadays, you gotta have you gotta have something to get you over the top because there's so many people going for the same opportunity that's there. So if I don't have a high school diploma, even though I might be qualified for a certain position, if I don't have a high school diploma, a guy who's not as qualified as me but have a high school diploma or a college degree, they'll get the job over me because they value education so heavily nowadays. Because I've seen it happen many times before. When I was in the work field looking for a job, I see people who is not as qualified as another individual, but they have the education, and so they say, "Oh well, this person gets the job over him, even though he's not as qualified, but he has the education." So it's how they value individuals nowadays than way they did back then. And see, like, even though your grandfather or my grandfather or whoever might not have the education, they was able to go out there and quote unquote hustle. And what the way we look at hustle nowadays, that didn't just come around in the 80s and the 90s and stuff like that. They was doing that back then too. They was going out there and working on their farms if they had a farms, or working in the local stores to help out to get extra cash. So they had a hustle going on as well until they was able to get financially stable to be able to do stuff on their own and didn't have to work so many jobs at one time.
Yeah. I mean, what you think about that? I'm gonna hear from you, Tom. What you think about that, brother? About how like we as people don't seem to be able to match what our grandfathers did in a lot of ways.
Well, I want to say that what D3 said definitely was definitely the tip of the iceberg, but also
Yeah.
when you look at the Titanic, you see that the iceberg was big up top, but it was huge underneath. So much below it, below the surface, beneath the surface is at play as well too. Now, first and foremost, when you were younger and the ice cream, did you have the ice cream man truck come around your neighborhood?
Oh yeah.
How much was let's say a drumstick?
Probably $1 back then.
$1.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, it was 50 cents, and it was much
Oh my
bigger.
God. I was about to say 50 Cent.
It was 50 cents for me, and it was much bigger. You know, the big stick was the biggest thing. It was a quarter. You know how much a big stick hit for today, and it's now nowhere near as big as it is? It's $3.25. So you take that 25 cents and you multiply it how many times to get to $3.25 more? That's exactly how much more it is for a big stick today. A drumstick is almost $4. So it's ridiculous with the how much a penny was worth back then. A dime was worth, but much more $1. $1 was worth so much more back then. You could do so much. Sometimes you can get a meal with $3.25 that would get you a meal, and a meal would fill you up. Now $3.25 maybe get you a condiment. Some people sell condiments for that price. So you know that's one of the things that's in play. The opportunity to have access to education. See, DeFree said education, but guess how much it costs now as opposed to then to have education. To finish a 4-year degree, to get a 4-year degree, you're looking at $400,000. Back then, it might have been only like $35,000, if
Mm-hmm.
even that. So you know, it wasn't premium, and like DeFree said, you didn't actually need it. You just needed to have something that people liked, admired, respected, or needed. So he probably had something going on, whereas like times past, you got to deal with certain things. And then when people got accepted, and this is the biggest part, when it became acceptable for us to compete for the same thing, they scaled up. If you think about how much like it costs to have your kid in baseball or any sports nowadays, but baseball is expensive. Hockey, expensive. Tennis, expensive. Golf, expensive. That's why you hardly see much of us out there. So like all these things are in play. And then you got this thing called redlining. Back then it wasn't a problem. Now it is a problem. So now we give access and opportunity to certain areas behind or above this line. And we line it out. And that's what's available. So what you have available in these things might be amenities. What you have over in these might be luxuries, and what you have over these might be things that'll bring you down. Like you notice that in our neighborhoods, we have liquor stores that abound, but you go
Mm-hmm.
to certain areas, they don't have no dang liquor stores. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that are beneath the surface that are at play that allow for it to not be as readily accepted. And then on top of that, like you said, it's the ethic. The ethic. Well, back then, you know what? You had so many people against you that you had to be for you. And not only would you have to be for you had to be for your people, because, you know, you might be a partner, you might be with somebody, and you see somebody getting done dirty. Nobody really likes to see anybody get done dirty. We know this because if you substitute people for animals, you'll see humanity take form. You know, Michael Vick was a bad dude because he fought dogs. Somebody walked into, like I
Yeah.
say this all the time, somebody walked into a church, bade people to pray for him because he was going through things, and then he opened fire on them. The police came and said, "You are a victim. We need to take you to go get you something to eat." Because something had to
Yeah.
be wrong for you to do stuff like that. We don't get that. We can walk and we look like we fit the description of the victim. I mean, the perpetrator or the person who.
Assailant. Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't get that luxury. We get somebody pulling guns on us and beating us down, putting knees to our necks. So like it's a totally different system at play right now, unfortunately. And the only way it gets rectified is if we value ourselves first and foremost, and value one another that looks like us. And then on top of that, we carry ourselves and conduct ourselves in such a manner that it makes it look like it's unjust all the way around. Because if people have imagery of us being quote unquote savages, even though we don't do any savage like stuff for the most part, so thugs, even though the true thugs started off in the mob, quote unquote, you know, criminals all this stuff ain't gonna change because we're just fulfilling what people have casted upon us, typecasted us. So it's so much beneath the surface for why it's not as prevalent today. And a lot of it has with stuff that is beyond our scope of control. And we give it even that much power because we don't take within control the things that we can.
I mean, that's a that's a very dope perspective on it. One of my favorite movies is The Godfather. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but I love that movie. And one part that I always hated and I didn't notice until I got, became an adult was when he said, "Let's give the drugs and all the bad, let's give all the dope to the darker people of the world. Let them have that habit. Let them lose their souls." And I just say this, man, whether it's I don't know what it is, man. I'm reading this book called The Delectable Negro. And you know what? I'm not trying to be, start anything, but man, when you see the kind of stuff they used to do to the black people and stuff like that, you just say, doggone, man. And then fast forward, now it's 4 years later, man, we seen George Floyd get executed on camera. And you know what's funny? I always hear people say stuff, coward stuff like, "Oh, why didn't people jump in?" Well, because if they would have, it would have been more than just him gone. You know what I mean? But on a lighter note, let me ask you guys this: when we talk about, Devin Haney, going down and making statements with the police, um, what do you guys think about the fact that it's okay for Oscar De La Hoya and to get damages, but Devin can't get his rightful due without being berated or clowned in the media? What you guys think that's from?
Well, I mean, I'll take this one. I mean, I think again the beratement and all that stuff. I think that happens to coincide with some of the chicoonery that has taken place from out of their camp at times. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They have done some things that may have rubbed people the wrong way. You
Mhm.
know, the fact that they also got rewarded for, compensated for him not coming in at the right right agreed upon weight and things of that nature, and also the fact that he didn't report what he was taking. Not that it was illegal or anything like that, but he just didn't report them, so he got the suspension for that. I think that it's a little bit tough for some people to swallow, especially since when you hop in that ring, you literally know when you sign that contract, you placing your life on the line. Anything could happen in the thing. And then you couple that with the fact that my man Bill said that for all this nonsense that Ryan was doing, he wanted his son to kill, I take that back, unalive Ryan in the ring and said the infamous Drago saying, you know what I'm saying, in the Rocky movie. So
Mhm.
I think that is playing against them. And also, like I say, we at times are our worst enemy to our own people. That being the case, hey, if he feel like he need to go on and sue that man and try to get something back for him, cool. But
Mhm.
what most of this took place was inside that ring. That's where the court of his peers should begin. He should have his opponent Ryan, and the ref, and there should be three judges, and he should get it back that way. Just go in there. Hey, you cheated me, fine. I'm gonna run it back. And you know what? Since you said you didn't do anything illegal and that you can just do this at any time you feel like me, well, let's put a little wager on that. Let's say winner take all as far as the fighters' purses. So
Right.
that only the fighter gets the other fighter's portion of the thing. There's so many things you could do to try to rectify that without taking it to court. But I mean, if he feels the need to take it to court, that's his choice. That's his prerogative. Why clowning for it? Me, I don't clown him for it. But it does look like it's not the proper move that he should be taking. He should be saying, you know what? You go and serve your time out, and when you're done, it's me and you, buddy. Because when it's all said and done, the only other fight he can make that will generate the fight, the money, the type of money or more that he will get in a rematch with Ryan is Tank. And he's pushing for
Hey,
that.
you still there, Free?
Yeah, I'm here.
Man,
I'm here.
I was want to ask you this, and then I'm gonna go back to Tommy because I know how Tommy probably feel. I know we can't have a podcast without Tommy bringing up Tank Davis. So I just gotta ask you this: think about Tank Davis free siding with the racist, saying, "Oh, it's okay," what he did to our dear brother Devin, and I just wonder, like, will people remember how despicable some of the points that Tank has made are backed up? Because this is the thing. I thought he's a Muslim, right? So Ryan said all this stuff about Muslims and he said all this stuff about blacks, but you still see my man Abdul Wahid supporting him. Why is Abdul not, doing what he's supposed to do and speaking up when someone speaks such hateful language about him? Does he enjoy, when people disrespect him, or is this Abdul just really a con artist? He's not who he says he is. What do you think?
Well, I think for one, Tank is going at Devin the same way Devin and his father went at Tank every time something went bad for Tank. Anytime Tank had got in trouble, they was putting his mug shots up. They was talking bad about him and this and that. So I don't think Tank is siding with Ryan. I think he basically told him, he said, "No, you got your ass whooped." You might have thought. I mean, you say he cheated or whatever, but like it doesn't take away from the fact that your game plan was horrible. And that's what Tank was going at. Devin was saying he didn't do anything wrong in the game plan. It was just the fact that Ryan had cheated. And Tank was like, "No, your game plan was horrible. You got beat up." I mean, and in order for Devin to look like a victim to Tank, you can't be saying what you said about Tank when things was going bad for Tank, and to think he's not going to say something about you when things are going bad for you. What goes around comes around. If you don't want nobody talking bad about you, then you don't talk bad about nobody else. So I don't look at Tank as a bad person or siding with Ryan because of what he said to Devin. Devin brought this on himself when him and his father will always talk bad about Tank. Yeah, you might have wanted to fight with Tank, but there was other ways by going about getting it instead of just trying to beat the man down when he beat him up while he was down. So I mean, it's only right for Tank to beat you up when you down. And I know that people say two wrongs don't make a right, but it damn sure make them even. It damn sure make them even.
Hey, Puerto Rican free, man. That brother never surprised you, man. Just when I thought he wasn't gonna take me any lower, he just laid in the street. But let me.
I'm just saying, I mean, I look at like it's just like a kid beat up a bully. I mean, a bully beat up a kid all the time. He beating up the same kid all the time, and then all of a sudden, some new dude gets transferred to the school, and then just haul off and hit the hell out of the bully for no reason. And now the bully, oh, he hit me for no reason. Well, you used to bullying people. Now somebody's bullying you. You want everybody to take your side? No. What goes around comes around.
Well, I'll ask you this, Thomas. Why is Abdul Wahid not supporting somebody who's his brother? All Muslims are brothers. Why is he not supporting his brother? Why is he tearing him down and siding with a racist? What you think about that?
Well, I think Tank is a person who minds his business generally and don't really say much about anybody else that he might have to take the ring with. He only talks about people that he's about to take the ring with. And meanwhile, he's been the object of Devin Haney's career campaign so far, thus far into this day. Like, they're saying his name and usually using it in a way that's, misleading to say that, he's afraid to get in the ring and fight him. There are opportunities for me to fight him and he doesn't want it and things like that. And there's never been a time in their careers where they had the opportunity to fight. Even but one time, and that time is when Tank got out of jail and he got off that Loma victory. That fight could have been made at that point in time. That was the window where they could have had the opportunity. And at that point in time, prior to his release, you know, it was Happy Thanksgiving. It was Tank Mama is a boop. His daddy is a boop. And his coaches, they broke, and Tank scared, he a boop, and all this other stuff. And, you know, constantly making reference to him or saying something about his career. And I think Tank being a little bit quiet, people take that as Tank really don't respond to things. And I think when he responds to things, he often ends the conversation by stating something that's kind of true, but kind of hurtful at the same time. And, you know, the thing is, I believe he said if he cheated, then, you know, that's not a good thing. And, you know, he understands Devin. But if he didn't cheat, and you got to admit, Andre Ward said he don't think that Ryan knowingly took anything. He thinks that it might have been given him unknowingly to him. And it was such a small amount that it wouldn't even have an effect. They were doing testing all the way up until that last week. So it would have come in his testing. I know some people say they use that to mask other things. If that's the case, how did it mask it to the point where when he was taking the test, that didn't come up all these other times? So, you know, I don't know. Only thing I do know is what we know about Ryan took place, except that Ryan was a lot more refined in that ring because of the time he spent with Derek. And it helped him because what they were working on clearly presented itself in the ring, and they took advantage of it. What Devin and them was working on, I don't know if it took a place in the ring. What I do know is that he fought well enough. If he would have just made proper adjustments, he possibly could have walked away with the fight. But he didn't, and he got put to the point where what he does not work no more. And then it's, what do you have in contingency? What do you have to fall back on? So now that's what they need to work on. What is falling back? But as far as Tank supporting them, I mean, it would be nice if they can make nice and do what's best for one another. But at the same time, you got to be accountable. You don't want to do something that you're not willing to take in return. And unfortunately, this was all initiated by Team Haney, and he just responded.
And I get what you're saying on that. I'm just more or less saying Abdullah has said that he has taken a new oath to serve God. That's what he says he's going to do. And I just don't see, you know, what does it benefit him to side with a racist? I just don't get it. And I get what you're saying. It is true because they did say some things about Abdul while he's family. We know that Abdul comes from a broken home. Necessarily didn't know who his father was. Mother has some issues, but you know, thank God for his grandmother. His grandmother seemed to put a lot into him. I believe him and his sister. And I just say this. I just don't understand, like, what happened to brothers taking the high road. If this dude is talking crazy, you the man. Why don't you ignore him? I don't understand. Like, I've never seen a guy. You know, Abdul is a very peculiar person because he takes dumps on Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr., who bought him from the ashes. Because I don't care what nobody say. Abdul Wahid would never have been anything if he wouldn't have ran into Floyd Joy Mayweather. And anybody can disagree with me, but you know that's a lie. We never seen Floyd put his arm around him. I remember watching Floyd watch Abdul fight when he was fighting Pedraza. It wasn't like a fighter, you know, for motorsport. It was almost like he was watching his son. He could barely take it watching the fight. And I just think to myself, like, does anybody hold Abdul, you know, responsible for how he moves and acts? Or is it just because he's so entertaining, we forgive it all? What do you guys think?
Um, I don't think that's necessarily true. That Tank Davis wouldn't have been nothing without Floyd. Because I mean, let's be honest. When have Floyd put Tank Davis as the co-main on his fight card? Never. Tank Davis has never been a co-main on Floyd's fight card. Actually, he had Loma as his co-main. He never had Tank Davis as a co-main. Tank Davis started fighting on the undercard. He was fighting low down on the undercard on Floyd's fight, and then Tank Davis started making his own pay-per-view. It wasn't Floyd. He wasn't getting that from Floyd. Yeah, he was a Floyd fighter, but Floyd has other fighters as well. Whatever guy that Floyd made a superstar, and you said it, Floyd made Tank Davis a superstar. Okay, if that's the case, why has Floyd not made anybody else a superstar? Why is it only Tank Davis? I think it was just Tank Davis' gift that made him a superstar. He knocked people out. It was his gift that made him a superstar. I think it was going to be Tank Davis a superstar regardless. Now, would it been as impactful as it is now? Who knows? But I think he still would have been a superstar regardless, because the thing that people they like knockouts, and Tank was doing that. He was knocking people out. So it didn't matter if it was under Floyd, if it was under AB, because that's who he truly was under first. He was under AB.
AB for sure.
AB brought him to Floyd. Yeah, AB brought him to Floyd. So I think he would have been a superstar regardless. But I mean, he definitely helped Tank Davis. I'm not saying he didn't help Tank Davis, but I'm not saying that I'm not going to say that Tank Davis wouldn't have been a superstar without Floyd.
What you think about that, bro?
You still going? Because I don't want to interrupt. I got kicked off.
No,
you go.
Brother Freeze. Done.
Okay. Now, I agree to a certain extent what Free said. The talent within Tank is ultimately what's carrying him right now, because there are also people, like you said, that have been attributed to the banner of TMT, but haven't found that same success. That being said, he with the talent within him has him to be a star. To be a superstar, you need that access, and that access was granted him by his affiliation with Floyd. And for that, my man said, I will always love Floyd, because Floyd done so much for me. He just hate at times. That's what he said. At times he hating. Floyd can have it can all be about Gervonta. Gervonta could have a heck of a performance, and his promoter is over there talking about himself. Himself not in the ring. Himself wasn't over there throwing punches, taking punches, avoiding punches. None of that. It was him, his fighter, and yet, we talking about him. And, he would do certain things also to let Tank know that, you really nothing without me. And we all know that that's not true. We all know that it's true. Now, I don't know another platform that would give him the exposure, give him the kind of views, because let's face it, a good part of the reason why he's so famous is because people hate him. People hate on him. They want to see him lose. That's a big key to somebody being a mega star. And he has that. And then most of that is his affiliation with Floyd Mayweather. It's a byproduct of it, because if you look at the person has done things wrong. What fighter has not? What fighter, if you're talking about his contemporaries and the three that you compare him to, T.O., Devin, and Shakur, all of them had bouts with something that they didn't do right, that put them in a predicament where, they were not looked upon favorably.
But Tio's never done anything but be a model citizen, man.
You said what?
I said Teofimo, outside of the ring, has really done nothing but be a model citizen. You see.
So the model citizen, when you talk about people, talk about them and do racial things towards them, that's being a model citizen.
Let me say this, because I see where you're going. I know you are here to protect Abdul Wahid. I get it.
I'm not here to protect anybody. I'm just saying they all. Go ahead.
I got it. Now I gotta go into this, because we seen Shakur Stevenson, Puerto Rican star from Jersey, punch a woman in the back of the head. We seen, Brother Abdul make some mistakes in a car. We seen Devin Haney riding around, with weapons. I mean, but we really have never seen two-time undisputed champion Teofimo Lopez, two-time lineal champion Teofimo Lopez ever do anything. He's never been in any trouble. He's never been arrested. There's no mug shots on him, but there's mug shots on Shakur. There's mug shots on Tank. There's mug shots on Devin Haney. So I'm just saying we can't even compare these guys morally because Tio was married. These guys were out running the streets doing whatever. Tio was a married man whose woman got snatched. It happens. And I just say this.
Hey,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna ask, was Tio on probation or was that volunteer work where he was working for the trash company?
Oh, that was voluntary. That was all a stunt.
I mean, if it was, he gonna
That was
say
all
it
a
was
stunt. I like how
voluntary
you did
work.
that.
After
I
that
like how you did that,
soliloquy, he
Puerto
just
Rico
did it.
Free. I like
My
how you
man,
did
no,
that, Puerto Rico.
you know damn well that wasn't voluntary. That was involuntary.
I'll just say this, man. I'll just say this, man. When y'all try to compare Abdul Wahid or Devin Haney to Tio, it's really no comparison because he's never done the kind of stuff they've done outside the ring. These guys have mug shots and have participated in and allegedly have participated in criminal behavior. We've never seen Teal do. All we ever seen Teal do is be a crybaby. Yes, he's been a crybaby. He was mad the man snatched this woman and had his way with her. He was mad about that. We get it. He said some stuff he shouldn't have said because he was hurt. But we've all had a sucker attack before. I'm sure every man has had a sucker attack where you said something or did something you weren't supposed to do about it over a woman. Hey, it is what it is.
Not me. Not me.
In your whole life,
Never.
you never had a sucker attack.
In my entire life, never. I
So you never
always
you
follow
never
by the
acted corny
motto.
about it. You never acted
If
corny
she
about a broad ever.
only time
Never.
you would see me act stupid about a woman is if you disrespect my woman. That's the only time. But far as my woman went with another dude or something like, I'm not acting stupid. If she went with you, she was never my woman anyway. That's how I've always followed. It was way when I was growing up. It's too many women for me to worry about one. If she's going with you, she was never mine.
I like how Puerto Rican Free put that. What you think about that, Tommy? I think Tommy fell. But I get what
Thomas dropped off. He dropped off.
I get what you're saying, Free. I'm just more or less saying it like this. I just don't understand. Like, I think that's funny that you said that you never had a sucker attack. That you the first guy I ever
I
heard to
didn't.
say
You can ask my wife that I'm with now.
yeah.
Me and her, we broke up because my god brother lied on me and said I was dealing with some other female and she believed him, and she she left me to be with another dude. Not one time have I ever said anything bad about her. Not one time I've ever said anything bad to my god brother or the dude that she got with. She'll tell you herself. Nah, Dwayne ain't the type of dude like any other dude. Cause I was brought up in the church. My entire family has always been in church. So
Mhm.
my father always told me, you never fight over a female. There's too many guys out here dying every day over a female. You never fight over a female. You lose a female, there's another female right behind her. So I've never ever fought over a female. Now I got into fights because females like me, but I never got into a fight over a female. I got into fights because other dudes, females have liked me. But as far as me getting mad because my female decided to go talk to another dude, oh well, it is what it is. I done had many girlfriends coming up. I was and when I was younger, I was more into sports, so I wasn't really big on having a girlfriend because I never had time for them. When I got home from school, I did my homework, and then I went to football practice or track practice or basketball practice. I never had time. My wife now, she'll tell you, I didn't pay her no attention when we was dating when we was younger. I was playing sports. I would go to school, come home, do my homework, go to practice on Fridays and Sundays. I was at church. Wednesday, I was at Bible study. Tuesdays, I was at choir practice. I never had time like that. So I didn't really trip off of females like that. I didn't start really dating females till I was 18 years old.
I get what you said on that. Hey, and this is what I say. This is what I say that when I say sucker attack, I mean you might have said something corny, acted corny about a woman. That's what I mean when I say I'm not saying you're gonna crash out do something crazy because I mean, I would have jumped off the Empire State Building before I do that. But I'm just saying, every man kind of had that moment where, man, you was kind of tripping about that woman. That's what I'm saying. I felt like Teal had that moment
Oh,
where
I
he was
mean,
tripping about that woman.
I might have been, I was upset. Yeah, I've been upset, but I ain't never
That's what I'm
tripped.
talking about. That's what
I've
I'm
been
talking
upset. I
about.
was like, dang, that's yeah. I was like, dang,
That's
that's
what I'm
fucked
talking
up.
about. See, I'm not
But
talking about no crash out.
I ain't,
I'm talking about being upset
no,
about something a woman did.
I ain't never. Oh yeah, I've been upset. Like when I broke up with a female, whatever. I've been upset, but I ain't never did nothing that I had to regret or had to regret me saying something or something like that. I never did nothing like that. But I was upset over losing a female, especially if it was a female that I really cared about. I've been upset, but I ain't never tripped over a female.
That's what I mean when I see you have a sucker attack where you got that strong feeling about something like, dang, whether you disappointed or whether you say something like you shouldn't have said because you were mad about the situation. I'm just saying, no matter how it goes, man, when we look at it, we never really seen, Tia female outside the ring getting no stuff. But I think the overall thing that's so crazy about everything, Free, is that I think a lot of these younger guys and women don't know how to date or even talk to each other. I think communication is very
No, they
lacking
don't.
in a lot of relationships. Go ahead.
Like no, I'm gonna say most of these young guys now. I've been to nightclubs and stuff and here and sat at the bar and heard dudes talking to females. Most of these dudes don't have game. Like back in my day, you had to have game because it wasn't the money and all that stuff. Everybody back in my day, coming up in DC, hanging out at the go-go's and stuff, majority of them dudes had money because they was hanging out in the streets. So majority of them dudes had money. It wasn't about the money. It was about who had game. If you ain't had no game, you wasn't getting that female phone number or you wasn't leaving with that female. Nowadays, it's like you ain't really got to say nothing to a female and you be like, hey, short, can I get your phone number? And they walk over there and put their phone number in your phone. I'm like, damn, it's that easy now? Because when I was coming up, it wasn't that damn easy. You literally had to have game in order to talk to these females back in the day.
Yeah, that's the fact. That's the fact. That's the fact. And I'm just saying, now I just think communication is so lacking, man. You don't even know what it's about. Like I was watching that stuff with Puff, man. It was crazy because the thing is, isn't it funny how now that he's caught up in some BS, everybody comes out. Where was all this 20 years ago? You know what I mean? Like when I
Oh
realized
no, it's always been out there. It's always been stuff around Puff name. He just had the power and the money to keep it on a hush. Like if you've been around the industry or you lived in New York and you hung around certain areas, you always heard the news about Puff. It was just always on a hush. This stuff been going on with Puff for years. Like when he was going to Howard University, he got kicked out of Howard University because he beat up a girl. He beat up his girlfriend at Howard University. That's the reason why he got kicked out. He beat up his girlfriend at Howard. So it was always stuff going on with Puff. This stuff ain't just happened. He's been like this. It was just kept on a hush because he had money and he had power. So it was kept on a hush. Now that they can't make no money off of him, they like, man, we're going to let him fend for himself.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And the reason I said it is because, like, you hear about the whole freak offs and this, that, and the third. But why does it, like, okay, I'll tell you something that got me. I did not know Aaliyah was that young. So when she was out and about, I think she died at like 21 or something, right? So that means she had to be like 15, 16 when she was out there,
No,
moving
remember
around and stuff.
when she got married to R. Kelly, she was 14 years old.
That's
When she
crazy.
got married to R. Kelly, she was 14 years old.
I didn't know she
That's
married
why
R. Kelly.
Yeah, that's why she came out with that song, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. That was R. Kelly that wrote that song. R. Kelly wrote that song for her.
Yeah, that's crazy
And
work.
she married R. Kelly at 14 years old.
I remember hearing Bill Bellamy tell a story about that. I didn't know that that was a real thing. Dang, that's wild. But even
Well,
that, like, even speaking of that, like, I don't understand, like, why a grown man want to talk to a chick that's 16. That's just, to me, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like, it's so many chicks up there that's grown.
I mean, it's mental. It's mental because I mean, they said he was molested by his older sister when he was young, and it plays on in their head. So a lot of times those victims become predators when they get older. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times those victims become predators when they get older because it happened to them and they felt like it was nobody there to save them. They're going to do the same thing to somebody else. And so it's just their mental is messed up. He never went through counseling behind this stuff or none of that. Nobody really knew about his sister molesting him until he got older. And by then, R. Kelly was a grown ass man. He's like, I'm not going to counsel for this shit. It is what it is. So it's just when you got people that stick in the head, they do stuff that you like, damn, I can't see myself doing that. Like I see dudes talking to young girls now, and I'm like, dog, you know she young. He like, she ain't that. I said, dog, you can look at her face and tell she's no older than 18 years old. Yeah, she might have a body, but look at the face. The face will always tell you pretty much how old the mentality, the face, their attitude. You can pretty much tell how old a person is by the way they carry themselves. I could like my stepdaughter now. She's 22 years old, and I said, there's no way in the world if I was out here single, because I see older dudes trying to talk to my stepdaughter. I said, there's no way in the world I would be trying to talk to you if I was single. There's nothing that you can do for me. If you don't have your own place, you don't have your own car, and you can't get into a nightclub that I go to, what are you good for except for laying down? And I can get that from a female my age. I'm not dealing with no female that has nothing to offer me. If you have nothing to offer me, why am I getting with you? And see, a lot of guys, all they think about is with their private part. They don't think about with their heads. They don't think with their heads. They think with their private part. All they worry about is a quick lay. They're not worried about the long term. Because yeah, you might lay down tonight, but that doesn't mean that you ain't got to deal with it for the rest of your life. Because you lay down, if you don't strap up, you might have something come behind that laying down. And that's going to be with you for the rest of your life, which means you're going to be tired of her for the rest of your life.
And you preaching on that. I'm just saying, I just never realized like so many cats like to talk to like young girls. Like, oh my god, that's wild. and this is me, speaking with daughters. Speaking with daughters, man. Sometimes I could say, I got an older one and a younger one. The older one, you worry about it because she's a freshman in high school. You say, man, I don't know what's out there, what she done seen, what she gonna go through. But the thing I can say that I can say as a young father is that, man, you really never know what's gonna happen, man, because these kids and these people are totally different from me, and they totally different from you. I guess that's the wild thing, man, is when you see like there's almost like no moral compass for anybody anymore. Like, that's wild to think. Like,
you know what the best thing to do for your daughters, and this is what I did to all of my daughters, especially my 3 biological daughters, but I did it with my stepdaughters as well. But this is what you do. You have them sit down and watch Surviving R. Kelly and watch the stuff that's going on with Puff Daddy. And and let them know, hey, there's real men out here like that. These guys might be celebrities, but there's guys that's not celebrities that's doing the same thing that these guys are doing. So you got to be careful who you're talking to. That's why any dude my daughters talk to, I gotta meet him. You can talk to him on the phone all you want to. I gotta meet him. And I told my oldest daughter, she's 18, she graduated high school. Well, actually, she's 19 now. She graduated high school, and I told her, I said, "Yeah, you got a boyfriend in your head, but he ain't your boyfriend until I approve him of being your boyfriend. You're like, Dad, I'm grown. No, you are an adult, but you ain't grown. You're an adult, but you're not grown. So until I approve him being a boyfriend, he's your friend and he's a boy, but he ain't your boyfriend. And she's like, oh, Dad, you just tripping. You gonna like him? I said, okay, I might will, I might not. It all depends on when I meet him.
For
It
sure.
all depends on when I meet him.
And the reason I say that is maybe it's just me, Free. I wouldn't want to be hanging around no 60-year-old girl, 18-year-old girl, man, in my late 20s, I'm in my early 30s now. I would have no desire to be around no woman that young. That's what I mean when I say the whole like this whole stuff with Aaliyah to me
Yeah.
is so crazy.
Look, me personally, I have a age limit. When I was single, there was always an age limit, and you had to be a legal age. And when I say legal, that means you had to be able to drink, you had to be able to get into the nightclubs. The other part of it is you had to be able to offer me something. If you had nothing to offer me, I'm not looking you to be a girlfriend. Yeah, we can hang out or whatever, but I'm not looking to make you my lady. You have nothing to offer me. I can do this by myself. I mean, I see, because I was always the type. Like I said, my family is real close. We have a close knitted family, and we're all about family. And I've since I was a kid, I always wanted to have at least 3 kids, and I ended up having 5 with my first wife. But I always said I want to have at least 3 kids. So any female that I looked to that I said was going to be my girlfriend or it was going to be my lady, it was somebody that I was looking towards having a family with. If you didn't fit the criteria of me having a family with you, I wasn't dealing with you. Not as a boyfriend and girlfriend type situation. I might have dealt with you as we might have had a one night stand or we might have been friends. That might have been it. But as a boyfriend and girlfriend, if I didn't look at you as somebody that I could build a family with, you wasn't being my girlfriend. He said, that's what I'm looking for an 18-year-old. And then Case of Boy said, I'm looking for an 18-year-old right now. Case of Boy, shut your ass up. You ain't looking for no goddamn 18-year-old girl. The 18-year-old girl gonna give you a heart attack. Yeah. You still there, BBO? I don't know what happened to BBO.
I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, then the Case of Boy in the chat tripping, talking about he looking for an 18-year-old girl now.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. No, Case of Boy, salute to my brother, man. I'll say this, man. The thing that's so crazy about it all, Free, is that what you said is absolutely right. I could tell you grew up like me, man. Ain't nobody trying to talk to no little kids, man. So it's just like for me, man. Like when I was watching that whole like Puff stuff, man. Puff must be a sick dude because I ain't gonna lie, man. When I heard that baby oil stuff, bro, ain't that much sex in the doggone world, man. Like,
yeah,
that's just crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. And I'll be the last one to want to put a black man up on the brink like that. But dog, they got to get him, man. That stuff with him is outrageous because I always heard he was gay, but I never knew that stuff was true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I used to hear my uncle say all the time, yeah, Puff's gay. He's gay. He's gay. He's gay. And then to see it now, it's like, oh, okay, wow. I guess he was gay all that time.
Now, I mean, if he want to live that alternative life, by all means do so. But don't drag nobody else into it that don't want to do it. Like he having videos of these people and blackmailing them and all that stuff. I'm like, dog, that's when you crossing the line. I mean, yeah, you might have tricked them into doing it. Okay, you tricked them, but you ain't got to blackmail them and do all this stuff. I'm like, dog, you crossing the line. But I mean, like I said, I don't knock him for having his alternative life. The thing that I knock him for is the women beating and the sex trafficking and the drugs and stuff like that. I knock him for that. He want to have alternative life. That's his life. That he gotta answer to his maker. That's what he want to do. I mean, everybody has their own way of living. He can live however he want to live. But when you start doing these criminal activities, then okay, yeah, you gotta be dealt with. You gotta be dealt with. So if the stuff that they saying about him, if that stuff is true, then he gotta pay the time. I mean, it is what it is. You gotta pay the time. You did the crime, you gotta pay the time. And nobody's above the law. Now people might think they're above the law, but when when those people get tired of dealing with you, at some point they're gonna be like, you know what? We were just building a case towards you. We were just building a case. Now we have concrete evidence, and we have enough evidence to put you away for a long time. And that's what he don't understand. A lot of the stuff that they was doing, they was just building a case for him. Yeah, he might have thought he was getting away. They was just building a case. They were just taking down their reports and just using it as evidence. Okay, we got this. Okay, we got this. Okay, we got this. They were just building a case. Like that 7th district in New York, they have a 99.8% conviction ratio. There's only 0.2% people actually beat their case.
You talking about the federal government?
Yeah, the 7th district in New York. The 7th district in New York.
Wow.
Yes, 99.8% conviction record. They only got 0.2% that have beaten their case.
Damn,
because what they do is they collect a lot of evidence. When they go, they know without a shadow of doubt they're gonna convict your ass. They not just getting you on no crumped up charges and some stuff that you can beat. Nah, they build their case for the long term.
So you basically saying, I don't know this, so that's why I'm asking you. So you basically saying it's different than when you got a state case with the feds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if they that was the people that initiated those raids for his house. It was the 7th district. They initiated that raid.
Oh wow.
And that's they got all the evidence that they need. That's why they indicted him. They went through his computers, got all the evidence off his computers. They went through those cameras, got all the evidence from the cameras, all of the transcripts, all of the witnesses. They got all the evidence they need. That's why they indicted him.
Dang. So that's probably why he didn't get bail and all that. I heard he offered $50 million and they didn't let him out.
Yeah, they said they wasn't gonna give him bail because he has money in his kid's name. His kids is not being indicted. He's been indicted. So all of that stuff, like his house in Miami and his businesses, those are in his kids and his mother's name. So they can't take that from him. So if they give him a bail, he can flee the country. They say, oh, he gave up his passport. You act like you think he don't know somebody that can get him another passport? Yeah, he gave up that one, but that don't mean he can't get another one. He know people that work behind the scenes and do these forged passports. This man he's a multi-millionaire. Some people say he was a billionaire. Either way, he got enough money to get another passport, and he has a private jet. He don't even need a passport. He got a private jet. So they were like, nah, you're not getting no bail. You're not getting no bail. You're not gonna intimidate these. You're not gonna intimidate these witnesses, and you're not fleeing the country. You're not getting no bail.
The thing that got me is that they said he called one of the witnesses 54 times straight. So, and after he called this witness 54 times straight, she made a video and said that Puff never did none of that in front of her. She didn't know nothing about it. So It's kind of crazy to see this, but I never in a million years would have thought a guy like Puff Daddy is going down. Like, this is wild, man. You got the King R&B in jail. Now you got Puff like he going down, and it looked like he might be guilty of all the stuff that they saying, bro. That's the part that shocked me. He
I'm
might
gonna
be
say I don't know if he's. I'm not gonna say he's guilty, but there's enough evidence to make him guilty. They got enough evidence to make him guilty. I'm not saying that he did everything they said he did, but they got enough evidence to say, you know what? It's more likely than not that he did this stuff.
And all I can say is take that.
You wrong. Tommy, you wrong. You laughing?
I'm not laughing, but I mean, hey, bro, like I
This
did
is a
see
public
that.
lynching right here. Do you guys realize that this is a public lynching right here? They didn't beat him up. Now they're about to put the rope around his neck. It's kind of crazy. And I'm not a Puff Daddy fan. I'm just saying the way they doing him is crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a Puff Daddy fan, but I do know that the videos that I've seen and some of the stuff that has come out about interactions with people that was tied closely to him and their demise, it don't look promising for the mogul, the music mogul, you know, Puff
Like,
Diddy Bop.
yeah. Now the one thing that I say he's 100% guilty for is the beating that he put on Cassidy.
Oh, for
There's
sure.
no denying that. There's no denying that. That's the videotape that we see. He come running down in the hall in a towel.
Yeah.
That
was real. I know that was real.
That was wild, bro. The thing to me was, why did she take so long to get into the elevator though? That was the coldest part about that. I done went down the stairs.
I think she was waiting on the elevator and he came running around the corner. I think she was waiting on the elevator because you saw her, she was standing there and then she was looking in her purse and he came from behind her and grabbed her by her hair and snatched her down. And then he kicked her. And then he dragged her all the way back to the room.
Dang. So let me ask you this, Free. You know, you've been in law enforcement. When you see a domestic violence thing like that, what is your first reaction when you show up to the scene or something like that?
My first reaction, you said to the female or to the accuser?
To the man. Like you come in and a man's been apparently.
My first reaction, if I get on the scene and it's going on right then and there, my first reaction is to take that man down. Now, if it already happened and I'm being called later, my first reaction, especially if I see a female is beat up, my first reaction is to put the handcuffs on the man and sit him down. I'm gonna put the handcuffs on him and sit him down, and I'm a separate the two because I don't want him making no eye contact with the female, and I don't want the female feeling intimidated by the individual. So I'm separating the two. But he's getting put in handcuffs off the jump because, especially if she's the only one with bruises on her. If she's the only one with bruises on her, he's getting put in handcuffs. Now, if both of them got bruises, they both getting put in handcuffs. And they're going to get separated. And I'm taking a story from both of them. I'm taking the story from both of them, and I'm putting the story together. But if I get there, only one got bruises. Whoever got bruises, the other one is getting put in handcuffs, and I'm separating them.
Oh, wow.
That's how I've always done it. I've always done it that way because you might say you don't want to press charges, but I can visibly see that you've been beat up. I can visibly see that you've been beat up, and you made the phone call for us to come out there, or your neighbors made the phone call for us to come out there. Somebody made the phone call for us to come out there because there was an altercation going on, and I could see that you've been visibly beat up. And so one of y'all going to jail. Whichever one it is, they going to jail. Somebody's going to jail that night. Now, whether you press charges or not is out of my hand, but somebody's going to jail that night.
How boy Free said somebody going to jail that night.
Yeah, I mean, I got to do it that way because me being who I am, I can't just sit here and know that something is going on and I just say, okay, well, she don't want to press charges, so it's nothing I can do about it. Yes, it is something I can do about it. I see that she got beat up. It's the same thing like Tank Davis.
Yeah.
Tank Davis, he didn't do anything, but the girl had bruises on her, so the first thing they did was put him in handcuffs.
Yeah.
They put him in handcuffs because she had bruises on her. Come to find out, she did the stuff to herself, but
Yeah.
she had bruises on her. So the first thing they're gonna do is put handcuffs on him, and that's automatic. We are automatically taught that. You pull up to a altercation, somebody got bruises on them. You put the other person in handcuffs, and you take the story. You find out what the story is, and then you find out if they want to press charges or whatever. If they live together, somebody gotta either leave for the night or somebody gotta go to the precinct.
Well, let me ask you this, Free, and I'm gonna get you in on this too, Tommy. What happens like if a woman spits in a man's face? Is that assault?
If a woman is
That's
what?
assault.
If a woman's, is that assault?
Hell yeah, that's assault.
Yeah.
They
So
could have something
Yeah.
within there. Yeah, that's assault for sure.
So
Uh,
if you see
it-
a woman spit in a man's face, you gonna put her in handcuffs?
yes, that's a physical assault. That's a physical
Oh, okay,
assault. That's
okay, I
that's
got
a physical assault. Anytime somebody spit on anybody, that's why if you see somebody, if you see a police officer walking down the street and a person turn and spit on them, they get locked up right then and there. That's a physical assault because we don't know what you have in your saliva.
Exactly.
You can be HIV positive. We don't know that.
HPD
So
positive.
yeah, you can have hepatitis, anything. So that's a physical assault. You automatically go to jail. Especially if we know, especially if you know that you're HIV positive, and we know that you're HIV positive. Now that could be attempted. That could be considered attempted. You literally spit on somebody is a battery with a deadly weapon. That's what it's considered as, battery with a deadly weapon, because you spit on somebody knowing that you're HIV positive. So you spitting on somebody, if that get into their eyes or that get into their mouth, and somehow it gets into their bloodstream, you just gave that person HIV.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. And you know something I also want to touch on. What did you guys think about it coming out after Craig Mack had passed that he had full-blown AIDS? Can you guys believe that? There's another guy that was around Puff that messed around and died of full-blown AIDS. I'm gonna say this. Do you guys, since we always hold those rumors, do you guys think at some point Puff Daddy's gonna come out and let everybody know that he's not straight? What do you guys think?
The thing that I say, yeah, there's a lot of crazy stories about Puff, and there's a lot of crazy things that he did and done in the past. All of the stuff that you hear is not going to be true. All the stuff you hear is not going to be true. It's going to be people just that see that Puffy is in trouble and they're going to try to get some money. They know he got money. They're going to try to get some money. So all of the stuff is not going to be true. A lot of it probably will be true, but all of it's not going to be true.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. One thing about I'll say this, man. Y'all officers, man, y'all don't have an easy job at all, man. I can't imagine walking into the house and somebody got beat up, and you got to make the decision who to put in handcuffs. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you do. No, I've been called to people houses or hotel room where there was a assault going on or a domestic dispute.
Yeah.
And they open up the door, both of them butt naked.
Bucket naked.
Both of them butt naked. The first thing I tell them is put some clothes on. I'm putting the dude in handcuffs, or the female, whoever's the one that's been the abuser, they getting put in handcuffs. But the first thing I'm gonna do is say, hey, where's your clothes? And I'm gonna go grab their clothes and help them put their clothes on.
I was about to say, fool, you putting them on while they naked, bro? I was about to say, that's cold world. Ain't nothing to
No, they handcuffs is going on while they naked. They handcuffs is going on, but I'm not touching them until they get some clothes on. But I could put the handcuffs because all I'm doing is touching their hands. I ain't touching their body. I'm just touching their hands. I'm telling them,
Oh,
turn around, put your
okay.
hands behind your back, and I'm putting the handcuffs on them. And then I go get their clothes and put their clothes on, or wrap them up in a towel or a sheet, whatever. And we're going to get this story straight and figure out what needs to go on. But it's yeah, we've done it. It ain't too many police officers haven't been called to somebody's house and they had to deal with somebody who was naked or half naked or whatever. I'm almost certain if you have been a police officer and you work the streets, you've been called out to somebody who's been naked or half naked before. Yeah, you've been called out plenty of times for those type of calls, and it it's just part of the job.
Yeah, and you said, and that's the part I'm saying. So, like, okay, say you're doing security for a guy like Puff, and you see a beat down like that, are you gonna intervene, or are you gonna just stay like and keep your money, keep working with him? Because I was watching the interview with Gene Deal and DeAndre Bond, and it's like they was watching Puff put hands on women and wouldn't do nothing. If you
Well, Gene said he never seen it physically. He said he always got the call
that must be
afterwards.
DeAndre Bond. Sorry, DeAndre Bond. My bad.
Yeah,
DeAndre
yeah,
Bond.
yeah. Gene said he never seen it actually happen. He always got the call afterward because at the time that Gene was Puff's bodyguard, he was still a probation officer. So he was like, if any of that would have went down while I was present, it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening while I was present because I'm not risking my livelihood because you want to do something stupid. But yeah, when you see when it depends on the individual. If you're a man's man,
Yeah.
you're breaking it up. If you're worried about your job, you're gonna act like you ain't see it. You're gonna act like you ain't see it.
Okay.
You like, oh, this man Puffy paying me this amount of money, man. I'm gonna act like I ain't see it. But if you're a man's man and you believe in morals, you not letting that happen. Whether you lose your job or not, you're gonna be like, Puff, what the fuck are you doing? This is a female. What are you doing?
Y'all know.
So I don't let that go on. I could be walking down the street and see a man get into. Yeah, I could be walking down the street and see a man get into it with his girl. And I'm like, everything all right?
Yeah.
Everything all right? I'm like, man, mind your business. No, I'm trying to make sure she all right. I ain't worried about you. I'm asking her, is she all right?
And you would say just like that for me?
Yeah, I've done it plenty of times. I'm not scared of no dude. I'm not scared of no dude.
I like Puff. I like my man Free, man. That boy Free get right to the point on him.
No, because me personally, regardless of what I believe a female can do to a guy or not, you are a man. Physically, you're physically stronger than a woman. Yeah, I know there's females out here that can beat guys and all that, but I don't care about that. I don't want to get to that point where a female have to beat you. I don't want to get to a point where you have to beat the female. Y'all, you can walk away, calm yourself down, and then y'all can talk about it later. You ain't got to be sitting there beating on the female. She ain't got to be sitting there beating on you. It ain't nothing wrong with walking away, getting your head together, and coming back talking about it later. I've done it plenty of times. If I get too mad and I know how I get when I get mad, I'm like, I got to go for a walk. I got to go for a walk. Where you going? I'm going for a walk. Leave me alone. Because I know how I get. So if I can do it as a man, and if you say you love that woman, you should be able to do it yourself.
You gotta hit it with the light.
Let me ask you this, Tommy. If a woman was to spit in your face, man, and say you're 20, say you 31, 28, 31, whatever. Say you're younger. Were you able at that age to be able to like not go off if a woman was to spit in your face?
Yeah, I mean, but it was because of the way I was brought up, man. I was told that you never supposed to strike a woman. Now, I will subdue the heck out of you. Yeah, you getting subdued at that point in time because you got to know it's not cool to just be doing stuff like that. But no physical harm gonna come to her. She's just gonna be restrained. And then she's gonna be told that she do that again. It's gonna be police matters involved because you just can't like D Free said. You just that's a weapon because you never know what people are carrying within their bodies. That can get transferred to me, and then now all of a sudden I'm putting my people in jeopardy.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't believe in striking no woman, man. Like never. I know some
The thing
people say,
I asked you guys both this. When you seen Puff running down the hall like that, like, you think he was like on drugs, or you think he was sober doing that?
I don't know, and I don't care if he was sober or on drugs.
Gotcha.
My question is, my main question is,
Huh.
where the hell was the other people in the hotel? You got video cameras. Where was the security at that was watching those video cameras? And where was the other people in those rooms? Because I know she was screaming. She wasn't just getting dragged down the hall and being quiet.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody hear nothing going on.
So this is
So
now it might be different for you because you law enforcement free. So if you came out your room and you seen a woman getting beat up at the elevator, you gonna stop it?
hell yeah. I don't even have to be law enforcement. Before I got into law enforcement, I would do stuff like that. If I'm in a hotel room and I see a female getting dragged down the hallway by a dude, man, I'm coming up out that. Not only am I coming out the room, but everybody else that's in the room with me is coming out the room. I'm like, hey, no, this man dragging this girl down the hallway. We all coming out the room.
I like how you think, man. I like how you think, because you know what's funny. Having daughters, man. One thing for sure, you really hope that if you're not around, somebody will hear their cry and help them, man. Because I feel like we got to protect women better, man. I know that sounds crazy, it might sound corny, but you can't just be dragging no broad down the hall by her hair, man. That's not cool, man.
And that's another thing too.
Yeah.
Especially with me having a daughter. If something like that was to happen to my daughter, I will want somebody to go out their way to help my daughter. I will want somebody to help my daughter. So if I don't do it, I'm not going to expect the next man to help my daughter or help my sister or my mother or whoever in my family that's going through that same situation. So if I see something like that, it's only right in me to do that, because if that was my daughter, I would want the next man to go out their way to help my daughter as well. Because that's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's sister, somebody's granddaughter, somebody's cousin, somebody's niece. So she didn't ask to be dragged down. I don't care what happened in the room. You was able to let her walk out the room, let her go by her business. You handle that another way. She's already out the room. She's no longer a threat to you. She's out the room. If y'all got into a fight in the room and she got out the room, she's no longer a threat. She's gone. Get yourself together and say, you know what? I can't deal with her no more. I'm gonna move on. She go by her business. I go by my business.
Yeah, that's real. What you think about that, Tommy?
I agree. It's like, hey, if you see a woman in distress like that, you got to check on her. Now, I know there are times where women provoke stuff and it turns out bad. It turns out bad because the woman chose to get someone else involved. But like when she's doing absolutely nothing and she's being attacked or she's in distress, she can't defend herself. There has to be somebody there. They can't just walk by and just let it go on, because you never know where that can go. You never know what could end up with that situation. So you got to be active in finding out what's going on and if she's okay.
Exactly. God forbid you see that and you mind your business. Like, oh, that's not my business. I'm gonna mind my business. And then the next day you watching the news and you see that girl lost her life, and you could have stopped it.
Oh wow.
You could have stopped it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be that would
How
be.
how you gonna feel with that going through your head for the rest of your life? You sat there and saw this girl getting beat up, and you said, "I'ma mind my business," and then you see on the news the next day she lost her life by that same individual because you didn't do anything about it.
That's real, man, because I'll say this, man, and I'm not no save the woman type of thing, but man, the way he hit her like that, man, he's done that before. I don't know if people realize that, but when you hit a woman the way Puff was hitting her, he's done that before. So it's like I don't know, man. I put it like this, man. I just when I heard that he broke his ex-girlfriend's nose and stuff, I'll just say this, man. I almost can't believe Puff was involved in this much stuff, making all that money. That's crazy. Crazy, man. But just on another note, you guys think too that this will diminish what Puff has done in the industry, going to jail like this?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna answer that first, man. I think that it puts a tarnish on his image, but his catalog is his catalog. What he put in the music world for the industry, you know, you still. It's how I feel about R. Kelly. Like I don't rock with the things that he did. I
Uh-huh.
also don't rock with the things that the parents did to be culpable with that and complicit, I should say. But I also recognize that that man put out great music, and his catalog is a great catalog. Now, certain things probably shouldn't be played amongst other folks because other folks might not share in that opinion.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will always say that the artist needs to be separated from the person. Just like Tupac said, you don't gotta bump it, but just respect it. Like you might have a personal thing against me or people of my kind, so you don't have to bump it, but don't do anything to denigrate what I'm putting out. Like that's how I feel. I mean, you know, you separate the catalog that he has because it's already been out there. Now you could choose not to further support him,
Yeah.
but you know, his catalog is still his catalog, and like his music was great, man. He provided a lot of things that people party to, that people got married to,
Uh-huh.
that people have memories to and by. Like music is the soundtrack of our life. So you know what I'm saying. There are things that are tied to a great memory that they have because of the song. Yeah, now it's going to be looked at in a different light because of the stuff that's coming out about him.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you never know anybody, and anybody could be in the same vein or fashion.
I don't know. I guess the hard thing for me is we say that, but man, the way Puff was hitting that girl, man, she was used to it. I don't know, Free. What do you do with a
Man, I
woman?
don't care if she was used to it or not, dog. You're not supposed to do that, and she shouldn't be okay with it. She shouldn't. She should never be to a point where she's okay with somebody beating on her. I remember a long time ago, man. I was listening to my little cousin talk amongst her girlfriends, and she said the person don't love you if they don't beat on you. And I'm like, what kind of sense that make? That's how somebody show the love when they beating on you. That ain't cool. But that's how some people feel. They feel I couldn't for the life of me. I said, what in your where in your right mind do you think it's acceptable for you to get beat upon? And there's no rhyme or reason when a man should be beating on a woman, and there's no way that a woman should be accepting of that.
Hey, the stuff that people okay with, man, it'll surprise you, bro. It'll surprise you, to say the least. To say the least. But I don't know. Do you guys think that Puff's gonna go to jail, man, or he gonna come home?
Oh no, he's going to jail. I told you, dog. The 7th district, they got a 99.8% conviction ratio. He's going to jail. It's just a matter of how long he's going to jail. But he's going to jail. There's no question about that. Actually, he's not going to jail. He's going to prison. He ain't
Oh
going to
wow.
jail. He's going to prison. Yeah.
Let me ask
Jail
you
is different than prison. He's going to prison. He ain't going to jail. He in jail now. He in
will
jail
he get
waiting for
more,
his
does he get
trial.
more respect because he's Puff and made a lot of money or no?
He could get respect. It all depends on who respect him, because there could be people in there that don't respect him. There could be people that's locked up that don't respect him. It's just
Well,
like R. Kelly. R. Kelly could be getting respect in jail, but there could be some people in jail who don't respect him, because there's a lot of dudes that don't respect that type of behavior. So, especially when you got guys who can't see their loved ones because they locked up for the rest of their life. They don't respect that type of behavior. So it all depends on who the individual is that he's around.
Yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild. Because it's funny, you go from seeing Puff in the park playing with the little sack ball to hearing he in jail, and it's like the part that really got me is, man, Puff is really, a cupcake. That's crazy, man. I thought 50 Cent was playing, but 50 Cent was really telling the truth.
No, 50 Cent has a way of telling the truth, but he makes it feel like he's just joking. He does that a lot. Especially in his music. You would think that 50 Cent is just doing it just to make music, but 50 Cent really be telling you the truth of what's going on. He's telling you the truth. You just gotta listen to the words. And then when you listen to the words, like especially if you know about what's going on, you be like, hold up, is he snitching? This nigga 50 is snitching. Because he literally be telling you what's going on. He just make it seem like he just playing.
Yeah. That's wild, man.
it's the remix to Ignition.
Hey, seeing his kids come down the courtroom, man, looking sad like that, it was like, wow. This is where we are,
Yeah.
right here, 2024, man, where they was just paying for stuff from the past they did wrong,
I just feel bad for all of the people that he's gonna end up telling on. Cause he ain't going down by himself. He's gonna tell on a lot of people.
Yeah, that's why they gotta have protection
Now,
around him at all times. Because
yeah,
it's people trying to get in
the people
contact with folks in there.
now the people that he tell on, they might not go to jail, but they're gonna be looked at differently, because a lot of those people are entertainers. A lot of those people are actresses and actors. They might not go to jail, but they're gonna be looked at differently. Because it's a lot of people. A lot of people.
Yeah, they gonna
Like
get Puff, man.
literally majority of your favorite singers and rappers and actors and actresses, they've been to Diddy parties. Now I'm not saying they went to the after party, but they've been to his actual party. Whoever stayed after, that's another thing. But they've been to the actual party. A lot of them.
So like my whole thing is these parties are like sexcapades, they're not really like your normal party.
Well, it's an after party, because he has a normal party at first to get everybody there and have a good time, and then it's the after party, which is considered the quote unquote the freak off. That's the after party. And those are selected people by Puffy that he wants to be in that after party. It's not everybody that's in the after party. It's a select few of people. It might be only 15 people one time. Another time it might be only 5. It might be 20. It all depends on who he wants to have in that after party. So, because I've heard it's been times where it was only 5 people in the after party. I've heard where it was 20 people in the after party. So it depends on who he select to be in that after party. But the normal party is for everybody. You get invited to Puffy party, everybody comes out. It's like 100 people there. But then after that party is over with, it goes to the after party.
That's wild, man. That's wild, man. Did you guys see how Shine kind of turned his back on Puff too? Did you guys see that?
You say that again?
Did y'all see what Shine was saying that he gonna testify against Puff? It's wild.
Yeah. There's gonna be a few people that's gonna end up testifying against Puff.
I was wondering is he gonna bring anybody down, man? You know, they keep playing that little song where Bad Boy for Life, and then he say, if I ever go down, y'all coming with me. You think he ever bring you think he'll ever cooperate with the cops? I don't know. I think this whole thing is crazy with Puff, man. I never in a million years thought this would happen. So you being in LA, Tommy, do you feel this more? I don't know if nobody can hear me. Hold on one second, y'all. Salute to my brother B3. Salute to my brother not
Yeah,
B3.
hold on one.
DS in the house. Salute to my brother DS in the house. He said Meek Mill, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled are all baddie boy. Yes, you a wild boy, man. You a wild boy, man. You been hanging out with Case of Boy, huh? He said it depends on who's on those videos. He said Jay-Z in hiding right now. Y'all think Jay-Z was at the freak offs now? That's crazy. I couldn't believe that the whoever that was calling it a freak off, man. That was wild. That was wild, man. That was wild. No matter how you put it, man, this a sad day, man. Where you got Puff Daddy of all people going wild. He say, Clive Davis turned P. Diddy into a you a wild boy. Hey, you shooting on all cylinders a day, Diaz. That brother said he turned into a monster. Well, they said Coco said he take that color off, turn to a beast. He said Batty Boys. I never heard that before. Now that's definitely a new one. That brother said Batty Boys. That's something else. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me play this bill real quick. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I want to show you how y'all can win this real quick. 1 second.
It's time for another raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle. Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
Yeah, get your raffle tickets in, man. Definitely send it to Cash App JBT 1. You want to get in there. We also got the merch live. You can get your hoodie, your BVO hoodies on the JBTnetwork.com. So we got our merchandise out there. So we doing it big over here, man. So keep a lookout for us. We got some more great things. So I'm excited. But I'll tell you this though. That whole stuff with Puff, man, I heard it like an audio or something. Man, I tell you what, man, he really a sick dude. He's a sick dude.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a sick dude. Ain't no other way to put it around it, man. He's a sick dude. And I
No,
feel
I ain't.
bad that I'm, putting him under the dirt right now. But dog, the stuff he seemed like he's on, man. I wouldn't want nobody to be on that crap with my kids. That dude's crazy, man. Chasing chicks down the hall.
I always wonder, Free, how come it took so long to get that footage, man?
I think he paid somebody. I think he paid somebody for the footage. So when Cassidy gave her statement, she gave them the time and the day that it happened. And so when the authorities went to the hotel,
Yeah.
all that stuff is storage. They stored on a hard drive because it's not like back in the days you got videotape. That stuff is stored on a hard drive. So once that video camera records that stuff, it gets stored on a hard drive. So you can delete it, but it's still on the hard drive. You can't get rid of it from the hard drive. Only way you can get it from the hard drive, you have to wipe out the entire hard drive.
Wow.
So
Hey.
I think he might have paid somebody to delete the footage, but like I said, that stuff was stored on a hard drive. So you delete it from somebody seeing it right away, but once they go into that computer system, they could pull up everything that's on that hard drive.
Yeah. No matter how you shake it, man, Puff is over with. It's done. Benito.
Yeah, he gonna be gone. It's just a matter of how long he's gonna be gone. Cause like I said, once they indict you, that means they got solid evidence to put you away. It's just a matter of how long they're gonna put you away. Is it gonna be life? Is it gonna be a couple of years? Is it gonna be 10 years? It all depends on what he pleads out to. Now, another thing that he could do, because it might be somebody bigger that they want.
Yeah.
Puffy might be the key to get somebody bigger. So if Puffy is just the key to get somebody bigger, he might get out. He might not do as much time as a lot of people think he's going to do, because it might be somebody else that they want that's much more valuable than he is.
Wow.
Because Puffy, he has a connect to a lot of important people, a lot of them.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I'll tell you this though, Free. The whole Puff thing is weird and sick, man. Like I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's that much sex in the world to have that almost 1,000 bottles. That's wild, man.
Yeah, there's a rapper that's supposed to be coming out with a Netflix documentary about that whole thing, like behind the scenes stuff that nobody's ever heard about. And it's gonna tell the story that people assume and other people know about, but are afraid to admit to it. But he's coming out with a documentary, and it's gonna tell everything. It's supposed to be hitting Netflix, but I was like, God. And they say you're gonna be surprised by the stuff that you're gonna hear in this documentary by some of your favorite artists and some of your favorite actors and actresses. So I was like, wow. But somebody's gonna do a movie about Puff. Somebody's gonna do a movie about Puff. I don't know who it's gonna be, but it's gonna be somebody. Now, would they tell the whole story? Probably not.
Yeah. He said, I don't know why why BBO is surprised. Welcome to the music industry. Hollywood. My man 88 said, you didn't you go, he said, did he going to be going down alone? Did he going to tell he going down alone? I don't know. I did hear Diddy say, if y'all leave me for dead, y'all coming with me.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you listen, dog, you listen to that daggone joint. I forgot all about that daggone song until somebody put it on Instagram, and I went back and listened to it. He said, yeah, call the DA. He said, call the FBI, the DA, the cops, tell them come get me. He said, all you industries in the he said, all you people in the industry, y'all coming with me. I was like, oh, snap. This nigga told this shit a long time ago. And this was in the early 2000s when that came out. That was with G-Dub.
Yeah, G-Dub.
That was
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that was a long time ago when that came out.
yeah, that's funny. I'll put it like this though. No matter how you shake it, man, the boy Puff's gonna pay for whatever he did or whatever happened. He gonna pay, man. He gonna pay. Like it's only getting worse for him. You know, hate to say
Yeah,
it.
he gonna pay one way or another. He gonna pay.
I don't know why he
He
didn't run away
definitely.
like Russell did, man.
Why he ain't what?
Huh?
You said why he ain't do what?
I'm surprised he didn't leave like Russell Simmons did.
Oh yeah, Russell Simmons might have knew that this was about to come down. That's why he left. He might have knew that this was about to come down. Because Russell Simmons is connected to a lot of people too. So he probably already knew that this was coming.
Oh, you did? Wow.
I said he probably did know. Russell Simmons is connected to a lot of people as well. So he probably already knew that this was about to come down because Russell Simmons is a part of that whole little clique too with Diddy. It's Russell Simmons, Diddy, Jay-Z, and some other people. They said it was part of that whole little clique.
That's wild, man. That's
They
wild.
said Jay-Z might be the next one that goes down. So don't be surprised if you hear some stories about Jay-Z and Beyonce. They said they used to be at the Diddy parties faithfully. So don't be surprised.
No, you cold blooded, man.
I'm just going by what I hear people say. I don't know. I ain't never been to a Diddy party. I'm just going by what they said. She said Angela Sims might be leaving Yo Gotti now.
Hey, I'll tell you this though, man. Hey, people love to come grab you when you down, free. That's for sure, man. I'll tell you that right now. People love to come grab you when you down, man.
Yeah.
He said they should do a documentary on Harvey Weinstein. I don't know, man. I just say this, man. I can't believe Puff was protected for so long. That I will say. Like the fact that he was able to kind of move around like that—that's crazy, bro.
Well, maybe he was protected because he was blackmailing people. Because from what I've been hearing,
Yeah,
it's not only industry people that was at these parties.
I'll tell you this though. If I was Puff, I would blame Cat Williams for this.
Why you gotta blame Cat Williams?
Because he called all. He said it.
Cat Williams just telling you stuff that he saw. He didn't give no names. He didn't say Puffy was doing it.
Yeah, he said Puffy liked the party though.
He said this is stuff he see at the parties.
Wow, though, it's sad, man.
he didn't say he was at Puffy party. He just said you go to a party, you go to certain rooms, and you see stuff you wasn't expecting to see.
Hey, one thing I will say, man, is I'm so tired of, oh, this and that, gay sex, this and that. Like I'm so tired of hearing about all the homosexual stuff, man. I'll tell you that stuff is really. I don't want to hear about that every time either, man.
I mean, yeah, but you ain't gonna better get away from it because this is the times that we live in now.
Yeah, you ever think Puff will come out as a or no?
Huh?
You think Puff will ever come out as a homosexual and say he's a homosexual full time?
I don't know if he will ever say he is, but there's going. I mean, if these footage that they got and if everything comes out and it's true, it don't matter what he say it is. Evidence say otherwise.
Oh wow.
Because Because I was always taught, I was always taught, and just like Gene D said, 2 men lay down, but when they get up, they both homos. But I was always taught. It don't matter if you're the one that's giving or you the one that's receiving. But y'all both homos.
Hey, that boy Free is crazy, man.
Hey, I'm just saying. Some people try to make it seem like it's manly. Oh, well, I wasn't the one that was receiving. I was giving. Man, you still was doing it. That wasn't a female. That was a dude. I don't care if you was the one that was giving it. Like, I wasn't receiving. I was giving. You still was doing it with a dude. I mean, if that's the way you swing, that's the way you swing. It ain't nothing wrong with it. If that's what you're doing, that's your prerogative. You do what you want to do.
Yeah.
I don't go that way. But if that's what you want to do, by all means, that's your life. I'm gonna tell you it's wrong, but I can't tell you how to live your life. I could just give you guidance. You choose to take the guidance or not. Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with being homosexual. God made everybody. Yeah, God made everybody to be a man or a woman. He didn't make everybody to be both.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'll just say this, man. Do you think Gene Deal is wrong to still speak on Puff after not being with him for over 20 years?
Do you think we can do what with Puff?
No, I'm saying, do you think Jill is wrong for always speaking on Puff, even though he ain't worked with Puff in many years?
No, I'm not saying he was wrong, because he was trying to shed a light on what was going on. He didn't have concrete evidence, but he heard the stories. So when you hear the stories and you see things, you don't know for a fact if it's going on, but you keep hearing about it. And so when you keep hearing about it, people gonna ask you, hey, you work for Puff. Is there anything that you saw crazy going on with being around Puff? And he's gonna say, yeah, well, I didn't see anything going on, but these are the stories that was told to me.
Yeah.
Now he'll tell about what he did see, but all this other stuff, you hear him. He said, I didn't see it. People told me this was what was going on. Because he hasn't worked with Puff since what, 2000, 2004, 2005?
For a while, man.
All this stuff that's being brought up happened from 2008, 2009 up until now. So he was long gone from Puff by then. So that's why he said, nah, I didn't see none of this stuff because I wasn't working with him at this time. He wasn't working with him. He had retired. I mean, he had stopped working with Puff in 2004.
It's crazy, man. Hey, but you know what I will say though?
What's that?
Hey, no matter what, man, we got the realest podcast in the game, because not many people are even dare touch that subject, man. And we went right there with it, man. That's a fact. We went right there with it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, some people want to just act like it didn't happen, or they don't want to talk about it or whatever because he was an icon and stuff like that. But these are things that happens in real life. I mean, his music touched everybody, and then the people that was involved, their music or their movies or whatever they did in their life touched a lot of people. So you got to talk about it. You can't just sweep it under the rug. You can't just say, oh, I'm just going to let the court handle it. Yeah, you can let the court handle it. The court's still going to handle it whether we talk about it or not. But you want to shed light to what's going on, because somebody might not know what's going on. They like it's a lot of people out here who don't watch the news. because I don't watch the news. The only reason why I know about what was going on is because of YouTube and because of the radio. I don't watch the news. Only time I would turn on the news is to see what the weather is going to be like, and half the time I don't do that because I got it on my phone. I don't watch the news because the news is all about bad stuff. I don't see nothing great come on the news, so I don't watch the news unless it's something that somebody say, "Hey, watch the news. This is going to be on the news tonight." Then I turn it on. But other than that, I don't watch the news. My news is YouTube. That's where I get my news from YouTube. A lot of stuff that's going on in the news, I see it on YouTube before I see it on the news. So
Oh wow.
I mean, but yeah, there's a lot of people that don't watch the news. So the only thing they can go by is what somebody is talking about. No,
Yeah.
I haven't watched the news. I haven't watched the news since 2011. That was the last time I watched the news. 2011. No, I take that back. I did turn on the news back when the pandemic was going on. I did turn it on for a hot minute to see what was going on with the pandemic. But prior to that, 2011 was the last time I seen it.
I'll tell you this though. No matter how you slice it, man, everything done in the dark comes to light, man.
Of course. You can only hide it for so long. You only can hide it for so long because eventually you ain't gonna be able to cover up everything. You
No.
cover up your head, your feet gonna show. You cover up your feet, your hair gonna show. The cover is only but so big. It's only but so big. You can't cover up everything. So, I mean, it's best to be honest and open with whatever your lifestyle is or whatever you got going on. And if you're gonna be a criminal, nigga, I mean, let's be honest. The name Bad Boy was named Bad Boy for a reason. He was a bad boy.
You go free, man.
I'm just no.
Hey, free.
Why else would you name? Why would you name a record label Bad Boy?
Huh?
Why would you name? I said, why else would you name a record label Bad Boy? That's not. That don't sound like a record label. Bad Boy. That don't sound like a record label.
No,
you named it Bad Boy because you were a bad boy. You did some bad things in your life, and so you say, you know what? I'm gonna name my record label Bad Boy.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing though. One thing for sure, being in jail after living in that mansion, that's got to be hell, man. That's got to be.
No, that man probably in that joint pulling out whatever hair he have left on his head. No, go from living. Not only did he have one mansion, he had multiple mansions. He had one in Cali, he had one in Miami, he had one in New York. He had multiple mansions. So you go from living in a mansion to living in a 6x6 jail cell. You in that joint crying. I've been in a jail cell before. That is not somewhere you want to be at for a long, extended period of time.
Yeah, that's like being in the bathroom all day, man. You get no room in there.
Exactly. It's exactly like being in the bathroom all day. You got your toilet and your sink right there, and then there's your bed right beside it. And then you got a cellmate. What if your cellmate got to use the bathroom and he's going number 2? Ain't nowhere for you to go. You right there. It ain't nowhere for you to go. You got to smell everything that's going on. You got to think about these things before you go out here and commit these crimes. You can't go back and say, "Hey, let me do this over." Nah. Once it's done, it's done.
Ain't no do-overs, man.
None at all.
Hey, but I'll tell you this though, man. Puff is cooked. Puff was cooked, man. Because he
said, "Make it do what it do."
You cold, free. You kicked it right in the ribs while he was down. You cold, man.
I'm just saying, no, I couldn't even imagine being in a cell and somebody got the bubble guts. I couldn't imagine. No, I'd be sick to my stomach. I'd be like, really? You got this? You got this while I'm in here? You couldn't have this earlier. You couldn't have this earlier today, where we was all outside the cell, and you got your stomach straight by the time it was time to be in the cell. I'd be sick to my stomach.
Yeah, it happens, man. It definitely
Yeah.
happens. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna drop the link, man. Let somebody, if they want to come up and chop it up with me and Free, man. Like I said, boxing is pretty much dead, so we just up here having some fun, man. We up here having some fun. I tell you what, Gene Deal, man, he don't pull no punches. He say real stuff. Like
Yeah,
that stuff you talk about.
I listen to him on a regular.
Yeah, Gene Deal, he feel like he know. It seems like he's not lying either, too. I don't think he's lying, man.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that he said is coming to pass. A lot of the stuff that Jaguar Wright said is coming to pass. So that's what I say. A lot of people look at Jaguar Wright and be like, man, she a little crazy and this and that. How she know all this stuff? Well, a lot of people say, oh, how can she know all this? She ain't been around puffing yet. Well, but when you got friendship with people that's in the industry and stuff like that, they come to you and tell you these stories. They tell you what's going on. You ain't necessarily gotta ask them. They'll tell you, because I got people now that tell me about stuff that's going on where I used to live at or where I used to work at and stuff like that. I don't ask them about what's going on. They just tell me about what's going on. So when you was a artist and you built these friendships up with these people who are still artists, who still doing the stuff that you used to do, a lot of times they would just tell you stuff. You could just be talking to them just to have a regular conversation, and they'll tell you stuff that's going on. So that's why I'm not discrediting nothing she said, but it just, when you get somebody else who's a little more credible, they're going to validate what she said. They're like, okay, well, I didn't believe it from her, but it seemed like she's not lying because this person said it, and I don't know them to be a liar or crazy or anything like that. So she must be knowing what she's talking about.
Hey, you know what? On that note, man, I think my man Free said it all, man. And we gonna get out of here, man. This is the Roll with the Punches.
All right. Oh, hold up.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, I was about to say my man K Savoy done popped up.
My man K Savoy came through to hang out with the brothers. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up, man?
Go Browns, baby.
Shit. That blonde head freak, man. I don't like him no more, man. When I see that hair, man, I don't like that shit, man. The grown man don't be doing that shit, man. Don't be dyeing his damn hair, man. He gonna be at one of them Diddy parties. Watch and see. They gonna have that. He gonna be part of that shit. Watch.
Hey.
He said he gonna be part of the Diddy party. Dang, he gave John Burroughs like that.
Yeah, that's what grown ass man gonna dye his hair fucking blonde like that. Yeah, something's up with him.
Hey, you didn't turn it back on Joe Burrow? What?
Mother can't play football no more, man. Nothing, man. He's all messed up.
Hey,
he worried, man. Worried about that shit. That shit gonna come out, man.
They better get that man a line, man. The man can't do it all, man. He's not Superman.
That's why he's not playing good football, man. Because he's worried about that shit. He's worried about his name gonna come up.
You go. You go. He said, worry about you cold, man. He said, BBO, that's your man. You
Fuck
could.
that
I don't
shit.
like.
I don't like grown ass men doing that shit, man. Dyeing your damn hair. That's funny to me, man. Something's up.
Yeah. Yeah. See if these boys can win tomorrow. Go for 3 in a row. We get past Arizona. We got a little easy stretch. We got a little easy stretch after we get past Arizona.
Yeah, I think
Might
y'all
go on
will,
a
man.
nice
I
little.
think that quarterback's gonna get y'all by him.
I hope they do get past Arizona. We go on a nice little run. We ain't been on a nice little run in a couple of years now. It's been a couple of years since we went on a nice little 4 or 5 game winning streak.
Well, that's good news, man.
Yeah, y'all be freaking out, man. Washington 5-game winning streak, son of a bitch. It's been years since y'all did that shit.
Yeah, I ain't did
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Last time we did that, we had I think Taylor Heineke had just came in for what's his name? Carson Wentz. Taylor Heineke came in for Carson Wentz. We went on like a 5-game winning streak.
That's probably 5 coaches ago, huh?
Yeah. That was like what 3 years ago? That was the year that we won the division at 9-7 or 7-9 or something like that. I think we had a losing season and we won the division. We were 7-9.
What your Saints gonna do, man?
Hey, there's a lot of injuries. They saying Kamara, man, he's questionable to play for the Saints.
Who?
Kamar?
Yeah, he's questionable.
I think he'd still be out
Saints
there.
got a lot of questionable motherfuckers on their team this week, boy. A lot of people questionable, boy. Son of a bitch. Falcons might beat their ass, man, because of all them damn injuries, man. I don't know.
I hope they keep it close. I hope they keep it close because Saints was +6. I took the
I need the Saints just to
so.
win that shit, man. To have it close. I need them to just keep winning. They need to win that shit, stay on top of the division, man. We got
I mean,
we got Tampa Bay coming up soon, man, in a couple weeks, man. Shit. They second place in the division right now, too.
Tampa Bay got manhandled by Denver last week.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll get manhandled this week. They playing Philly, you know, but Philly ain't that impressive. Tampa Bay might get their back on that.
I hope they can manhandle Philly, to be honest with you.
Me too,
I hope they
me
can
too,
beat
man.
Philly.
I hope they manhandle Philly's ass. No, actually, I hope Philly beats them because that's in my division. That's right. Yeah, I need Tampa Bay to lose, man.
Yeah,
I need Philly to lose.
Oh, and so is that Devontae Adams is out for the Raiders, so we might beat the Raiders.
Oh, Devontae Adams is out?
Yep.
I thought he's coming back.
Well, I seen on the report this morning they said he was out.
Oh shit! Damn.
If he out, y'all are going to beat the Raiders. There ain't no we might. Y'all are. They ain't got no running game like that, and then you got the #1 receiver out too. Yeah, y'all will win the division. I mean, y'all will win that game.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that Rub Down Watson get his act together, man.
I need the Browns, man. They need to run forward, man. But he's questionable. The running back, son of a bitch, man. That's my damn running back.
He ain't been right all year, man. He ain't been right all year.
He ran a little bit last week, man. He got me a few points last week.
Well, yeah, something going. I don't know. Our line been so bad this year. They've been hurt.
It's not. I mean, it's a lot of moving parts. A lot of people went to new teams, so teams not as dominant as they was a year ago because so many people got new pieces now. You got stars that went to other teams now this year. So the teams that was dominant, they're not as dominant. They still winning. They're just not like it was before.
Yeah, the Bengals are shocking.
I thought Houston was gonna be a cakewalk, man. The Texans over the Jags, man, but the Jags got that damn Red Rocket over there now, man, as their quarterback, man. And fucking they might not have their running back. Shit, I don't know, man. Texans, man. That worries me too, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a good squad too.
Yeah.
They got their ass manhandled last week too, boy. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I stayed away from that Texan game.
Yeah, me too. I stayed away from it, but I'd like to see them win though.
Y'all see Alabama almost lost, man.
Yeah, they let off the gas. They let off the gas because they had them down 28-0. It was like 12 minutes left in the second quarter. It was down. Georgia was down 28-0. Alabama just let off the gas.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. That end of that game was freaking wild, man. Georgia scored, took the lead, man. I was like, oh shit, man. Then Alabama, that first play, man, touchdown, man. Long ass touchdown, boy. Took the lead, and then Alabama intercepted the ball in the end zone to end the game, man. That was cool as shit.
Alabama, they're not as dominant as they usually are. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that first half, they were dominant as hell, dude. That first half, man, Miro, man, he had fucking over 300 yards, man. You know, I mean, good Lord, man. That boy threw for 300 something yards, ran for 100 and something yards, man. He had over 500 yards by himself.
Yeah, he was.
And he should be number one in the damn Heisman watch now because he did. That's 4 games in a row, man. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns and ran for 2 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns himself. 4 games in a row. That's pretty fucking awesome right there, man.
Shador get a shot at it. I like Shador, man. He might get a shot at it this year. At that Heisman.
He just don't have the yardage that the Miami quarterback got, because he runs the ball a lot. He runs over 100 yards a game. Hell, he leads their team in rushing, man.
That's a shame.
He's the quarterback and he leads his team in rushing. But he's the fastest quarterback in college right now. Yeah, I looked it up today, man. He's the fastest quarterback in college. And he showed he had 114 yards and a touchdown today, rushing yards. Boy can run, man.
I'll tell you this. I'm
just glad Georgia lost, because, boy, man, good Lord. My daughter had some friends over here, and they were freaking hollering and screaming because Georgia took the lead. I was like, oh, shit. I was glad as hell when Alabama took the lead back from their ass, man. They were all quiet then, man. Then they started criticizing the fucking players, man. The Alabama players being late hits and rough this and do that, did this, dirty players and all that shit. Nah, man, bullshit.
Yeah, Alabama is a dirty team.
I didn't think they was gonna handle Georgia. They let Georgia come back in the game, man. That was crazy. I don't know how they let them come back in the game because it was 33 to 20 to 20, huh? To 20, yeah, 33 to 20 at halftime. I mean, and they didn't score but them 3 points all the way to the end of the game. Then they finally scored another touchdown. That was crazy, man. Miro had 300 and something yards passing in the first half. And the second half, he had 90. The whole second half. So I don't know what happened to him, man.
I know Georgia ran out of time.
They started playing that damn soft defense or something on him. I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, Jordan Love playing this weekend.
Oh yeah, Jordan Love playing. That's gonna be a good game too against the Vikings, man. That's gonna be a good game right there. Well, I don't know who to pick. I didn't pick nobody on that one because I'm gonna stay away from it.
I took the Vikings because Jordan Love coming back, but he's not going to be 100%. He's going to probably be like 80%. It's going to take him a minute to get things going. So I took the Vikings, but I took the Vikings with the points. I didn't take the Vikings straight up. I took the points. So I think
The only
I
one
think
I'm worried
Green
about
Bay
is that New
probably.
England. I took New England with the 9 points, man, against the 49ers, man. That one in New Orleans.
I
That's the
think they're
two I'm
gonna.
worried
I
about.
think. I don't think the 49ers gonna cover that 9 points. They got too many injuries. They missing both their wide receivers. I mean, they missing their wide receiver, their running back, and their tight end.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't have enough weapons to cover those points. Because New England got a nice defense. Their offense not that good, but their defense is nice.
Yeah,
And
they
so
got a
they
good
don't have
defense.
enough weapons to overcome that defense. I think the 49ers might still win, but they're not going to win by 10 points.
Yeah, I don't like the Browns at all,
They
man. I
might-
can't stand the Browns, but since I got Ford on my team, man, I hope they run the hell out of them and win that game, man.
He said, I don't
That'd be
like the
only
Browns
time-
at all.
Only time they ever be pulling for the Browns, man.
Yeah. BVO ain't talking about going to the Super Bowl no more. He was talking about going to the Super Bowl last week, and then they got
I don't know
blown
what the
out.
hell's going on with the Browns, man. I don't know what's going on with the Browns, man.
They don't got Nick Chubb. That's what's going on with them. They ain't the same until Nick Chubb come back. Once Nick
Yeah,
Chubb
you got
come
a
back,
damn
then the
quarterback
Browns is good.
that's supposed to be a badass quarterback, man. What the hell's going on with him?
That nigga ain't been badass since he left daggone Houston.
I know it. He got
That was-
paid, man.
That
That
was,
was what, 4 years ago?
that was
He
the
got
last
paid,
time
man.
he was bad. When he was in,
Yeah, he played 13 games, man, till this year. Yeah, since he's been at the Browns. Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't been good for us at all, man.
He said
I
he's still
tried to
dealing with
tell
that
you,
injury, man.
you kept.
I mean,
He had a horrible injury. He had a horrible
Yeah,
injury.
he's still
It's-
dealing with it too.
it's
He
hard
said, man, he's hurting, a little bit here and there.
who hurt?
Him, he said his leg hurts here,
Deshaun
here and
Watson.
there.
I don't know, man.
It's hard to
He's
come
not,
back
he's
from
not
an injury,
100%
especially.
all the way yet, man. He's not 100% all the way. I thought they were going to do good last week. Be honest, man. That first drive, man, touchdown, man. He was 3 for 3 with a touchdown. I was like, hell yeah. Then it went to shit after that, boy. Bad.
Yeah, he's not Superman
That's
no
the
more.
same thing.
Used to be.
That's the same thing the people thought about the Bengals. They went straight down the field and scored a touchdown real quick. They're like, oh, there's going to be a blowout. And then Washington said, not so fast. Not so fast.
Well,
We
y'all
got a
been
new
good.
sheriff in town.
Y'all quarterback,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
changed everything. Y'all actually got a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, finally. Finally.
Well, LSU,
We've been
man,
looking
hey,
for a franchise
LSU,
quarterback.
since 2019, dude, LSU put out the best wide receivers in the league, pretty much, and 2 of the best quarterbacks. Well, Joe Burrow was ranked one of the best at one time.
He's still good, man. You
Oh,
being
we've
hard.
been looking for a franchise.
Man.
Do y'all understand? We've been looking for a franchise quarterback since 1991.
Hell yeah. Y'all got one now, dude. Y'all got one now, man. If that
That's
boy can
the
stay
last
healthy,
time we
man.
had a franchise. Yeah,
Sky's
the
the
last
limit
time we had a
for that boy
franchise
there,
quarterback, we had Mark Ripken. Mark Ripken was the last franchise quarterback we had. And
If
that
he can
didn't
stay
even last
healthy,
that
man,
damn
y'all
long.
got a hell of a quarterback right there, man.
So y'all had.
I wish
y'all
he
had
went to New
Jamar
Orleans,
Chase.
man, himself.
So y'all had Jamar Chase
Huh?
and Justin Jefferson.
I said, I wish he'd have went to New Orleans
We
myself.
had
Hey, Case of War, y'all had
Oh.
Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
Yep.
the LSU. Yeah, whenever Joe Burrows won the title, yeah, the 2019. Yeah,
Damn.
he had both them weapons,
Yeah.
man. That's why
That's
they
why I
won
said
that every damn
Joe Burrow.
game.
Wow.
That's why I said Joe Burrows has never been without elite wide receivers. He's always had elite
They
wide
made it look
receivers.
easy for him, man. Shit, he just throw it down the sideline, man. They catch that shit, and they were gone, man.
He's
Them
always,
boys were
yeah,
gone, man. He made that shit look
he
easy,
always
boy.
had. Joe Burrows never played without elite wide receivers. The only time he played without an elite wide receiver is when Jamar Chase goes down. That's the only time he plays without an elite wide receiver. But
I
then
was
he got
shocked when
two
they
other
drafted
good
Jamar
receivers.
Chase. I was shocked when they got Jamar Chase too.
They drafted Jamar Chase before they drafted Joe Burrows. They had Jamar Chase first. Joe
And
Burrow
look at
and Jamar Chase came out before Joe Burrow.
yeah,
Oh,
and
he
Jefferson
did?
come out the next year. Yeah,
Yep.
Oh wow.
yeah.
The Browns, man, I tell you what though, last year I thought we was gonna win, man, Casey boy, but these free jinxed us, man, going against Joe Burrow. Said Joe Burrow's gonna throw a bunch of picks, and he did. He jinxed us. Yeah.
No, I've watched these games though. I know what these dudes do. I've watched them time and time again. I know how they play. They'll get up for a game, and then when they get to that big stage, you be like, nah, let me show you my true colors. Let me show you my true colors.
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
heard about Joe
Hey
Burrow.
man, they were one play away. They were one play away from winning the Super Bowl, man. For him to get sacked 9 fucking times in that Super Bowl, man, and they were only one play away from winning
Yeah.
that shit, man. Son of a bitch.
Hey,
That man set a record in a losing way. That man got sacked more times than any quarterback in a Super Bowl.
He got sacked 9
got
times in
sacked
the Super
more
Bowl,
times-
and in the playoff, the game before that, the championship game before that, he got sacked 10 times.
Yeah,
And
that
Free,
man
they
got
played
sacked
won
more
that one.
times in the playoffs. No, that man got sacked more times in the playoffs in one season than any other quarterback has done in their career in the playoffs.
I know that's right. But to get sacked that many times and
That
still
man-
make it to the Super Bowl, that was
that
pretty
man
damn
got
good for him. He got sacked over 100 times that
man
year.
Yeah, he got sacked in that playoff. Joe Burrows got sacked, I think, like 30 times in that playoffs.
Yeah, 30-something. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
more times than any quarterback in the playoffs in their career. You add up any
Yeah.
career playoff game they had, none of them have ever got sacked close to 30 times. That man got sacked almost 30 times in that one playoff run.
Who they played before the Super Bowl? That playoff game.
Patrick Mahomes.
He played Patrick. He played Kansas City in the Super Bowl, but I think going to the Super Bowl, he played against
we
the
played the Rams in the Super
49ers.
No,
Played the Rams in the Super Bowl.
I think it was the 49ers.
No, they played the Rams because we didn't.
It was the Rams.
we
Y'all
played
played
the Rams in the
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all played Kansas City in the AFC Championship. The game before that, y'all had played Baltimore, and y'all got sacked a rack of times. I'm trying to think. Did y'all play that?
Yeah,
wild
like 8
card
times
game?
there, then it was 10 times, and then 9 times. Yeah, it was 8, 10, and then 9. Yeah, the Kansas City game it was 10 times, and they still won that game.
Yeah, I know it was almost 30 times that he got sacked in that playoff run. It was almost 30 times he got sacked.
They cheat for Patrick Mahomes, man. They cheat for him. You know, since he came in the league, he done had 17 interceptions overturned.
Nah, I didn't know that.
Since 2019, he done had 17 interceptions overturned. They cheat for him, man.
He got that MJ effect.
Oh, he can do what he want, huh?
He go. No, if you pay attention to Patrick Mahomes, attention to Patrick Mahomes when he play a game. The beginning of the game, Patrick Mahomes come out there and play. He'll see something ain't going right. That man will walk right to the referee and say something to the referee. Next thing you know, he start getting all the calls. He got that MJ effect. I'm telling you, he got that MJ effect. He'll go right to the referee and say something. Next thing you know, you hear holding calls, you hear passing interference calls. You see all time. You like, damn, these niggas wasn't throwing no flags until Patrick Mahomes go over there and talk to him.
Yeah. My man, Patrick Mahomes, man.
He definitely got that MJ effect.
I remember Joe Burrow first year, bro was running for his life. He's still running for his life.
Joe Burrow got hurt that first year, man. Because Washington had dirty players, man, on Washington's team, man. Hurt him.
We was not no goddamn dirty players. That man tried to dive for a touchdown.
That was a dirty hit. You went after his knees, man. You went after his knees, man.
Chase Young said you would not score a touchdown on my side of the
Tried to
field.
take him out,
Chase
man.
Young.
They had a contract on his ass, man. They said, let's take him out.
That man thought he could die for the touchdown. Chase Young blasted his ass. He like, you would not score a touchdown on my side of the field.
Put him out for
You
the
better go to
season,
that
man.
other
That's
side.
crazy, man.
I told y'all Joe Burrows cannot win against Washington. He has not won a game against Washington. You can't win against Washington. Washington
I hated
know how to
Washington
play
way
against
before
Joe
then,
Burrows.
man. Y'all did something to New Orleans a long time ago, I guess, when I was a kid, man. I hated Washington ever since. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't remember, but
We
something
bust
had
that
to happen
ass.
because I can't stand Washington, bro.
We beat the shit out of the Saints. That's what happened.
Probably so, I'm sure. Everybody beat the shit out of them, but I don't know something else. I don't hate all them other teams, though, but I hated Washington, boy.
We probably ran the score up on y'all. That's probably what happened. You probably said, man, the game is over. Y'all go sit down. We kept scoring. We like, nah, we're going to keep scoring.
Something, I don't remember
John
what
Riggins
happened.
probably carried the whole team on his back and scored a touchdown. I think John Riggins might have been the first white running back I ever rooted for. He might have been the first. Matter of fact, I know he was the first white running back I've ever rooted for. All the other running backs I ever rooted for,
man. They ain't been many.
Were black.
That's just like white boxers, man. They're few and far between, man. Running backs are too few and far between. We put out some good tight ends, man.
It's only 4 white running backs I ever rooted for. John Riggins, Mike Allscott, Tom Rathman, and CMC. Those are the only 4 white running backs I ever rooted for.
We put out good tight ends, man.
Mike Allscott was a monster. And Tom Rathman. Tom Rathman was a monster too. I thought they were the same person at first. I was like, hold up. Did Tom Rathman have a son? Because Mike Allscott played just like his ass. Both of them was fullbacks moved over to running backs. Joe Theismann was too. John Riggins. I said Joe Theismann. John Riggins was a fullback moved into a running back as well. All 3 of them was fullbacks. They moved them to running backs.
Yeah, they ain't been many good white running backs. I mean, Christopher McCaffrey, that's another one that's come out that's good, you know. But there ain't many of them.
He's a monster. Now, usually when they have a good one, they end up getting injured, and then they're not good anymore. So there've been a couple of them that came out that was decent, and then they end up getting injured, and you don't hear about them no more.
Hayden Hills.
Yeah,
he got on that Madden cover and was done after that. He got paid, man.
They moved him to tight end, and then they moved him to quarterback. They don't know what they want to do with Peyton Hill was another one too, but he got injured. Like I said, he got injured. He was decent, got injured. You didn't hear about him no more. Once he got injured, you ain't hear about him no more.
I'll be telling all them motherfuckers, man, put some tape on that shit, man. Keep on going. God damn.
They ain't put.
That's what they used to do back in the day.
That same thing happened at CMC. I told G5 this 2 years in a row. G5 had a player that he had as a keeper, and they was on the cover of Madden. Last year he had Justin Jefferson. He was on the cover of Madden. He started off slow, and then he ended up getting CMC. He kept him, and now he was on the cover of Madden. He hasn't even played yet.
It don't look like he's gonna play this year either.
I don't know. That nigga G5 like, God damn.
He said he didn't get no good news, man. I didn't see what was said about it, but I seen the caption where they said he didn't get no good news out in Germany.
Yeah, they put him on IR, but they say he's supposed to come back. I think like November. Supposed to come back like the beginning of November or something like that.
What he got? What's wrong with him? Got that key a tear?
I think it's something with his ankle. I think it's something with his ankle, if I'm not mistaken. I think he had like a high ankle sprain or something like that. He got in. I don't know if it was preseason or what. I think it might have been preseason or it might have been in training camp. It was either preseason or training camp. He had got like a high ankle sprain, and it just hasn't healed yet. And so they put him on IR.
I know that die in Joe Burrow's head, man.
I know.
Messed him up, man. That's how much fucking running the ball and fucking putting his shoulder down and shit.
Sore Achilles. Yeah, that's what it was. Sore Achilles. I know he didn't have surgery.
That's not good right there, man. That's bad right there.
No, he didn't have it. It's not torn, it's sore.
Yeah.
He said high ankle sprain too. Yeah, I knew it was something. I knew it was something with his ankles. And it just hasn't healed yet. So
Aaron Rodgers got a doctor that can fix him.
Aaron Rodgers been taking that stuff that Ryan been taking.
Aaron Rodgers looked good last week, man. That's how much I'm telling you. He looked like he was younger, man. That's how much was running and throwing that ball hard and fucking accurate, man. I don't know if he's gonna keep it up that way. I don't know. I don't know how sore he was come Monday.
No, Aaron Rodgers is good. He's good as long as he's not injured. If he don't get injured, the Jets they probably won't win a division, but they're gonna be right there in the wild card mix as long as Aaron Rodgers don't get injured.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah.
They probably won't win the division, but they'll be right there in the wild card mix.
I see the Jets blowing out the Broncos, man. The Broncos, man, they got all hyped up now because they won one damn game, man. Come on, man.
Well, I think they're gonna blow the Broncos out too. That's the reason why I took the Jets.
They beat Tampa Bay's ass, but damn, that was just a fluke, man. I don't know what happened there. You said the Broncos gonna punish him. 88 said the Broncos gonna punish him.
Nah, the Baker Mayfield came back down to earth. That's what happened with Tampa Bay.
I know that's right.
Baker Mayfield was playing like an MVP.
That's what I said about the Saints.
Quarterback.
That's what I'm saying about the Saints, man. Carr's back down to earth. He played like Carr normally plays. Like that interception he threw at the end of the game. It was third down, man. Take the damn sack. Don't throw the ball like a careless way like that. Take the sack. You got another down to play, man. You know, damn. That's typical Carr.
The thing about Carr is he's gonna have those moments where he's gonna throw some bad passes, but he's gonna be in place where he can win the game. Is that going to be the moment where he's going to throw the bad pass?
I know.
He's going to be in position to win the game, but is this going to be the moment where he's going to throw the bad pass? You don't know when it's going to happen. It's going to happen at some point. You just don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, the first two games was a fluke, man. He didn't throw no bad passes, man. Yeah, I knew that shit wasn't going.
But then again, y'all playing against Derek Carr's twin because Kirk Cousins the same way. Kirk Cousins play good, but he had that moment where he's gonna throw a bad pass. You just don't know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but look, Cousins last year, man, before he got injured with Minnesota, man, he was leading the league in passing yards and touchdowns before he got injured with Minnesota.
Yeah, he'll do that. He'll do that because he did that when he was with us. He was having a hellified season. The year that we won the division when he was our quarterback, he was having a hellified season.
Carr ain't never led the league in fucking passing and touchdowns. His 11 years
because
Carr never led that shit.
But Carr only had one season where he played with an elite wide receiver. That was last year. Was it last year or the year before last? The year right before he left to go to the Saints, is when he had Devontae Adams. That first year that he got Devontae Adams, the following year he left. He got traded to the Saints the following year. He only played 1 year with Devontae Adams, and that was
Yeah, the Saints
his
are
wide
stupid,
receiver
man.
when he was in college.
Saints got a coach that's fucking
That's why
way under 500 on winning record, man. They got a head coach that don't know what winning is, man. He's way below 500 on his damn resume on winning. And they got Carr that's got one playoff appearance in his fucking 11-year career. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I mean, but
And we
Derek
didn't go
Carr
after a
played with.
quarterback. Why the hell we didn't
played-
go after a quarterback in the draft pick, man? Shit, we should have went after a damn quarterback.
Y'all was too far high. I mean, y'all was too high up. Y'all wasn't down far enough to get a top quarterback. Everybody in front
we
of
didn't
you
make the
was
damn
the teams that
playoffs.
needed
Shit.
quarterbacks. Yeah, but it was teams that had they had made trades to get low draft picks. So
Yeah.
like Chicago didn't have the worst record in the league, but they had made a trade with I think it was Arizona, and so they got their pick. It was either Arizona or Detroit. I forgot who it was.
It wasn't Detroit, no.
It wasn't
Arizona.
Detroit. I think it was Arizona. They made a trade with Arizona the year prior to get Arizona first round pick. And so when they got Arizona first round pick, Arizona had the worst record in the league.
Yeah.
They had the worst record.
88, that's going to be a
how
good
they got-
game, man. The Bills and the Ravens, that's going to be a real good game right there, man. And they got the
Ravens gonna
Ravens
lose.
favored on that one.
I don't know. The Ravens might win that game. I don't know. That's gonna be a good game though.
Playing at home, yeah, they playing at home too, the Ravens. They favored, man, to win it.
I stayed away from that game because I never know what Baltimore team is going to show up. Better yet, I never know which Lamar is going to show up. Because Lamar played good for like 14 games, but he'll have those 3 games or those 2 games when they were 16 games. He had those 2 or 3 games where Lamar be playing and you be like, okay, what the fuck is going on with Lamar? Like I knew that they was going to beat Dallas because I said they're not going 0-3. There's no way in the world they're going to go 0-3. I knew they was going to beat Dallas. I was like, there's no way in the world they're going to go 0-3. Dallas can't stop the run, and you got daggone Derrick Henry. They're going to run the ball all day, and that's what they did. Ran the ball with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's an addition that they picked up right there. That damn, man. I can't believe that Tennessee let Derrick Henry go.
Yeah, but the Cowboys ain't do nothing this offseason. They actually got worse, I think.
And that's their problem because the one time Jerry Jones decided not to do anything is the time where they needed to do something.
Yeah.
They let players go left and right.
Yeah, Henry was a beast, man. He was a beast, man. He ran all over their ass. Hell yeah, he did.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley looked good too for the Eagles.
I know. Look, Barkley this year, man. Son of a bitch, man.
Yeah, he can. I think he needed to change the scenery. He looked way better.
He's just happy now, man. He's happy with where he's at now.
Yeah, but you gotta wait on that moment. You gotta wait on that moment. It's gonna be some point in time in this season, Barkley's gonna go down. He's gonna go down.
Yeah, he's gonna get hurt. Yeah.
He's injury prone. If I was the Giants, I still wouldn't have let him go. I just wouldn't have gave him no max contract, but I wouldn't have let him go. You can't let the only offensive player you got on the team go. He is your offense.
But he didn't want to be there anyway. Yeah. He's been wanting to leave New York.
Well, he got his wish.
Yeah, DeMarcus is that his name? DeMarcus Lawrence. not Lawrence. What's his name? Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence was a monster when he played us, man. We couldn't block that dude for nothing.
Yeah.
But and Miami got that new quarterback they got from the Ravens, man. They're from the practice squad.
Tyler Huntley.
from the Ravens practice squad. Yeah.
Hunter.
Starting this week.
Huntley.
Yeah, they got Huntley.
Huntley, yeah, Huntley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Huntley, he's decent.
He
I ain't
came
gonna
from
say
us.
he's gonna win the game. Yeah, I ain't gonna say he's gonna win a game or nothing like that, but he's decent. He's not gonna lose the game, but he ain't gonna win the game neither. He's just gonna be able to manage the game.
Neighbors another quarterback come out of LSU that's a wide receiver coming, another elite wide receiver. He's gonna be, them damn concussions, man.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's playing this week or not. I thought you had to sit out.
Yeah, that was Jaden.
I thought you had to sit out a
That
damn
was Jaden
week.
Daniels number 1
He out till week 8 though.
for a concussion. Oh yeah, no,
Oh
he's
yeah,
gonna be
that
out.
was his.
He's gonna
That
be
was
out.
Jaden Daniels' fucking go-to guy right there, man. Neighbors at LSU, hell yeah.
Yeah, that was his number 1 man. But yeah, Neighbors is gonna be out this week for that
Yeah, I
concussion.
thought that he had to sit out a
next
week once you get a concussion.
gonna be-
yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be out next week. He ain't gonna be out. He already played, so he's gonna be out next week.
Yeah.
Well, he might not be out next week. It all depends on if he passes the concussion protocol. He got to pass the protocol. That's the reason why we don't have Austin Eckler this week, because he didn't pass the concussion protocol. So we already knew he wasn't going to pass it because it was a short week for us. We just played Monday night, and then we turned around, got to play Sunday. So we knew he wasn't going to pass.
Yeah, 88, that was just a hell of a dive for that ball, man. And I don't know how he'd get that concussion, man. You know, I thought he got the wind knocked out of him.
He came down. He came down on his face. He
slammed his face into the damn ground.
Down.
Yeah.
He said, bro, look dead for a minute.
I tell you what, though, man, I'm impressed with how good the Redskins look, man. They look really good. I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too, man. And I don't like the Redskins at all, man. Don't like them at all, man.
I just need our defense to get
damn quarterback for me, man. I can't stand that shit. But I hope he does good, man. I want to see him do good. I want to see him do great, man. That quarterback, man. I just hope Washington loses every damn game.
Yeah.
No,
I don't mind him rushing for 200 yards a game and passing for damn 300 yards a game, man. I just hope they lose every game.
Yeah, they defense.
If our defense could get better, if our defense could get to the top 20, top 15, we'll win in the division. We'll win the division.
Yeah, I think y'all got a good shot. The way y'all are right now, I think y'all got a good shot at winning the division, man. I see y'all better than the damn Cowboys, better than the Giants, better than Philly, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't see that coming, man.
I don't like 88. I don't like Washington, man. They did something to my Saints when I was younger, man. I just grew up I hated Washington. I don't know I don't remember what they did, but they did something. I don't know, man. I don't remember.
But I'll tell you this, though. What you think about your Saints, man? Y'all gonna do something this year?
Don't ask K Savoy that, because he's gonna say no.
What?
K Savoy, he can't stand Derek Carr.
Oh, I had Derek Carr trash, man. That dude trash as hell, boy.
You crazy, man. Derek Carr
trash. Man, he's been in season 11 years, man. He's been in the damn league, man. He had one playoff appearance. One freaking playoff appearance. 11 freaking years, dude.
In case of what, he's a quarterback. He ain't the whole
team. He was in Houston.
He make a good backup for somebody, man. That's what he needs to be. He needs to be a backup quarterback somewhere, man. Shit.
He was in Houston. Yeah. You got to understand, Houston was a bad team.
It don't matter. You can make good look what Jaden Daniels doing I mean, look what he's doing to y'all, man. Y'all's a bad team last year, man. Look at him and look what he's doing to y'all now. He's making y'all a good team. A quarterback, if you're a good quarterback, you can make them players be good around you too.
Yeah, quarterback play is so important, man.
No, 88. You white, leave him alone. Derek Carr trash, man. The first two games, man, New Orleans, they rocking with Derek Carr's ass, man. Lose this game this week, that'd be 2 in a row. They're gonna be billboards again, man. Get rid of his ass.
Hey, the way y'all beat the Cowboys, man, I give y'all a lot of credit for that. That was a big win.
Yeah, but the Cowboys ain't looking that great this year, so I don't know.
They're not at all.
You got the best, one of the best defensive guys. He's not happy right now over there, man. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with Dallas, man.
I don't know what's going on with them either, but it is what it is. I don't care. They ain't my squad.
It wouldn't matter anyway. Dallas is Dallas, man. They do that shit every year, man. They play good during the year, and then they get to the playoffs, and bam, they get bumped out, man. You know, that's the way they are.
Yeah.
That's what I say, man. The Dallas fans, they got a saying, man. They patent that saying, man. We'll get them next year.
Yeah.
That's their
We'll get them
saying, man. We'll get them next year. They put a patent on that shit, them. Yep.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco got me all excited, and then he turned into a pumpkin.
Hell yeah. Look, Richardson, man. That they thought that was going to be their savior for Indianapolis, man. Look what happened to him. Look what's going on over there. They ain't got but one win.
They're a bad team too. It's not really so much him. Their team is bad. They really don't have no receivers. They got Michael Pittman. That's it.
Yeah, that's Michael Pittman. That's their number one receiver, man. And all the things I've been watching this week, they say sit him this week, man. That don't even put him in the game this week. Yeah,
they don't have nobody. They got Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman. That's it. They ain't got nobody else.
They playing Pittsburgh this week, man. Pittsburgh gonna beat the shit out of them.
Hey, Pittsburgh just found them a nice quarterback, man.
Justin Fields?
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with Russell now. They don't need him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Justin Fields, I'm not sold on him yet. I mean, he's doing all right now, you know.
He's 3-0, Case. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know he's 3-0. I know, but that first game, man, they kicked 5 field goals to win. 6 field goals to win the game, man. No touchdowns, no end zone, no nothing.
Yeah. I don't know.
But now Fields is good. He just needs to get his chance. Like right now, you know, he's got his chance right here, man. You know, to take over that team, man, and do it. You know, play your ass off and do it, man. I want to see him do good because he is a good little quarterback, man. The boy can run. You know, he can pass.
Yeah, he just ain't no Derek Carr though.
I'd take him over Derek Carr any day.
I still hate the Browns didn't draft Derek Carr. We got Johnny Manziel. Crazy.
Yeah.
We'll be looking for a new quarterback next year. I guarantee you that. Carr ain't the hero that everybody wants him to be in New Orleans, man. It's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm still looking for a franchise quarterback.
He's not going to have a damn good season, man. That's just he's past that. He's past that in his career.
I thought Jameson Winston was going to be y'all franchise quarterback after Drew Brees.
I knew when they got his ass that we was done. I couldn't stand his ass, man. I didn't like him in college. I didn't like him. I just never liked him. So I hate it when they got his ass, man. I was like, oh Lord.
Well, he better than who did y'all have? Justin, the guy we got now, Mr. Crab Legs. What's his name? Jameis Winston.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Jameis Winston. Yeah, I'm glad y'all got him now, man. He's off the Saints team, man. He was giving us bad luck, man. That's what's wrong with y'all's team right now, man. He's giving y'all bad luck, man. He gets bad luck every time, every team he goes to, man.
Jameis Winston is gonna remind me of daggone Vince Young when he got injured. He just like Vince Young. Once Vince Young got injured, he was no good.
Yeah, Jameis Winston, he's one of them quarterbacks. He'll give you a good game here and there, and that's it. That's all you can expect out of him, here and there, man.
He was having a
win this
hell
week,
of a,
and then he'll throw 4 interceptions the next week, man. Yeah.
he was having a hell of a season that first year with the Saints as a starter. He was 4-0. He got injured, came back, ain't never been the same since.
Nope.
Yeah.
And the Saints ain't never gonna get nobody good over there. Nobody wants to go play for the Saints, man. Look at their record, man. Every year, you know, they suck, man. One Super Bowl appearance in the franchise, man. You know what I mean? They just suck. So none of the superstars want to go over there. Shit.
Y'all need another Drew Brees.
Yeah, them owners need to get out their damn pocketbooks, man, and start paying these damn guys to go over there, get them stars over there. Get somebody over there, man. Drew Brees, the coach made Drew Brees, though, man. Drew Brees wasn't good when he first got there. Just working with that coach, man.
Good. Drew Brees always been good. He was good when he was with the Chargers. The Chargers, he was a franchise tag, and then he got injured. The Chargers wanted daggone Phillip Rivers. That's the only reason why y'all got Drew Brees, because the Chargers wanted Phillip Rivers. Drew Brees was good. He ain't never been bad. They just wanted Phillip Rivers. And then he went to the Saints. He ended up winning the Super Bowl with the Saints. Phillip Rivers ain't never even been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best quarterback we ever had, because that 10 consecutive years in the playoffs, man, you know.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Chargers looked at that shit and was like, damn, we kept the wrong fucking quarterback. They wanted Drew Brees. They wanted Phillip Rivers so bad they didn't want to give Drew Brees no extension on his contract. They franchise tagged him. He got injured, and that was it. He ended up signing with the Saints. Now he's one of the top quarterbacks in NFL. Man. One of the top quarterbacks in NFL history.
Yeah, because when he was playing, man, till he retired, he had more yards than Brady had, man. More passing yards than Brady.
Yeah, he had more passing yards than Brady and Tom Brady. I mean, and Peyton Manning.
Yep. Then he retired, and damn Tom Brady ended up staying in the damn league another freaking few years, man, and passed his ass on up.
I don't think nobody's gonna catch him. They talking about, oh, Patrick Mahomes will catch Tom Brady. I'm like, no, the hell he's not. No, the hell he's not.
No, ain't nobody gonna catch Tom Brady's ass. No way.
He will have to throw for like 5,000 every single year for the next 10 years.
Yeah, and Mahomes, he's a good quarterback, man, but he's surrounded by good players too. You know, he's another one that's surrounded by good players, man.
I don't think Patrick Mahomes threw for 5,000 yards ever in one season.
Because Mahomes throws them little short ass passes a lot, man. He throws a lot of short passes. and the runners fucking the receivers and the running back, they make the plays, man. They the one that break it open for them yards, man. It's not Mahomes, man.
I don't know where you been, man. He didn't threw for 5,000 yards like 2 or 3 times.
He has?
Yeah.
I don't recall him throwing for 5,000 yards.
And throwing for remember he done it like 3 times and threw like 50 touchdowns 3 times. And he the truth, man.
I know he be nitpicking all the way down the field.
Well, he get every call though too.
A lot of his passes, little short ass passes, man. I mean, most of his passes are at the line of scrimmage.
That nigga is the
most
screen.
Of his passes are
he's the screen king.
10, 20 yards.
Yeah, he's the screen king.
And the receivers break it open. They break it open, man. That's just like the quarterback for damn Denver now. That rookie man over there. What's his name?
Bo Nix.
Who? Yeah, Bo Nix. Last year for Oregon, man. I mean, he kicked ass last year for Oregon, man. He had a shitload of yards, only 2 interceptions, but every one of his passes were damn at the line of scrimmage. Little short ass passes, man. He just had playmakers that could run the ball, break it open, man. He barely.
That's what they were saying.
Look at his stats from last year for Oregon. He didn't throw no passes over like 40 yards, but a few times, a 40-yard pass a few times. Not many over 20 yards.
That's what Burnett was saying, or Britt was saying about Jaden Daniels. He said, "Oh, for real? Okay." Terry McLaurin.
Oh shit! I watched Jaden Daniels throw that shit out of LSU a bunch of damn times, man. Shit, I knew that boy had an arm. Shit.
Yeah.
I watched his ass at LSU last year, man. That boy could throw the ball, man. Shit.
If you look at Jaden Daniels' stats for his Heisman year, and look at Joe Burrow's stats for his Heisman year, Joe Burrow's only beat Jaden Daniels in one category only, and that was passing yards. Everything else, Jaden Daniels beat him in.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow's had 2 superstar receivers, one on each side. He had Jefferson and Chase. Daniels had one good receiver, Yeah. He had Neighbors, that was it, as a standout receiver for the team.
Jaden Daniels beat that man in every category except for yardage. That was the only category he didn't beat him in was yardage.
Yeah, like the last 6-7 games of the season, that 2019 year, man, LSU, Joe Burrow never played a fourth quarter. They'd have the lead so damn. A few games he didn't even play the second half. Come out of halftime, he wasn't even playing. That they just had the lead so damn. They built such a big lead that they didn't want to get him. He didn't want to get hurt. They didn't want him to get hurt, so they'd take him out the game. So could imagine the damn yardage he could have had if he had played all 4 quarters the whole year.
Yeah. Yeah. He probably
broke the record for about yardage. He broke the record. Did he lost it the next year? That Washington quarterback broke the record. Took it from his ass. Where's that quarterback at?
I don't know.
What happened to him?
He ain't with us.
I mean, for Washington, the college, The very next year, he broke the college record. He broke the record. He broke Joe Burrow's record in passing yards for a season. What the hell happened to him?
You talking about Taylor Heineke?
That's who he was for Washington?
The quarterback that we had last year was Taylor Heineke.
Not y'all. I'm talking about the Washington College, the college team.
I don't know. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, he broke the record. He broke Joe Burrow's record the very next 2020. He broke the record. He broke Joe Burrow's record for passing yards.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I don't know what the hell happened to him, man. That should have been a hell of a quarterback for the damn NFL. I don't know what happened to that dude. I need to look him up and look at his name and see if he's in the NFL anywhere. Damn. You own an NCAA record, man, for passing yards. You ought to be getting drafted pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some 1 o'clock games, boy. That's gonna be cool tomorrow, man. Yeah. Yeah, I won $50 tonight on betting, man. I bet the Colorado to win straight up, and then I took that bet on the Texas and the Mississippi State game, man. That Mississippi State would cover, and Mississippi State covered, man. Yeah. So $10 for $50, and then I put $10 on that damn Illinois game. That paid $80 if Illinois would have beat their ass, but Penn State beat their ass. Son of a bitch. He put $100 on that damn same bet that I put $10 on. I won 50. I don't know what he won. He put 100 on it.
Who that?
T put $100 on that bet that Colorado was going to win straight up, and Mississippi State was going to cover them points. Yeah, I put 10 on it. I put 10 and won 50, so I won $40 on it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah, man. That's the first bet I've won since I've been back.
Yeah, we usually been winning every single week, especially on the college games. Because I didn't.
Got close on that damn
today,
bet last week. We got close on that bet last week, man. Damn.
Man, I was so pissed. I was so pissed. I was like, really? One touchdown, dog? You couldn't get just one touchdown? All he had to do was just get one.
And what's his name needed 1 yard. That damn tight end.
Right.
1 more yard.
I was like, man, 1 more yard. I was like, God damn, dog.
Me too. I was like, damn, man, I can win $180 right here, man. Son of a bitch.
I told T and G5 they gotta get ready to do the daggone NBA draft because the season starts in like 3 weeks now.
Yeah, because you heard A1 said he wasn't doing it. Yeah, he didn't have time to do that shit this year.
So if we're gonna do it, we gotta do the draft like next week or sometime or the following week because
I don't even know who's on nobody's team no more, man. It don't matter.
A lot of people switch teams.
I don't even know what team nobody's on. As long as I know the players.
It don't even really matter. As long as you know the players, it don't even really matter what team they on. They're gonna score.
Yeah, they're gonna score. Yeah. Yeah, we need to do that. They need to set that shit up, man. Who set it up last year? A1?
G5 is G5 and T. They're the commissioners for the NBA. G5 and T.
Oh yeah, well, they need to set that shit up then. Yeah.
T normally sets it up, but G5 can set it up too.
88. Who's winning you and G5 in that baseball, man? You gonna repeat, man? I didn't even ask nobody, man, this week. Tomorrow's your last day, I think. Yeah. 88 going for
the last day.
88 going for a two-peat, man. He's trying to repeat.
That nigga G5 was in the championship 2 years in a row in WNBA and baseball. He lost to me in the WNBA. He won last year, lost this year. Is he gonna pull it off this year and not let 88 double up?
You won the damn WNBA this year?
Yeah, I won the WNBA this year because we had a couple of extra games. We had a couple of extra games that neither one of us knew about. We thought it was over on Sunday. They was like, no, it's not over until Thursday. I was like, oh shit. So I end up beating them by like 20 points.
No,
because he had one player. He had one player went down the last night. The last night, one player went down.
Oh shit!
And he was like, "You got it." He was like, "You got it, D-Free." My player went down. It was a last-minute scratch.
That shit was frustrating. I didn't know none of them girls, man, playing that shit, man, that first year, and there's just not many girls out there that plays, man, and they don't play much, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Like damn, man.
But, yeah,
maybe it's gonna get better now. You know, it'll get a lot better. You know.
Yeah, me and G5 repeated 2 years in a row. We both was in the championship.
Who 88 played last year in baseball in the championship?
G5.
Damn, man. Y'all both damn G5 and both all of y'all, man. Son of a bitch. And I'm happy that I beat T last week in football, man. That's the first time I beat him in football since we've been playing. And I'm playing him again, man. How in the hell we play 2 weeks in a row, me and him? How the schedule works
Y'all the
out that
only
way
ones
when
that
we play back to back?
y'all the only ones that's doing that because nobody else did it. Nobody else had to play
That's
back to
crazy,
back.
man. Back to back fucking games like that, man. And I didn't beat him by much either, man. I barely beat his ass, man. Shit. Damn. Now I got to play his ass again this week. And I beat him only because his damn Miami players. He got them 2 players, man. The 2 receivers for Miami, man. Tyreek Hill had 7 points and Waddle had 7 points.
Yeah, they might end up getting that again this week because
I
they
hope
still
so.
ain't got
I
their
pray to
quarterback.
God they do. I pray to God they do, man.
No, I don't think Tua's back yet.
No, Tua ain't back. They got that dude from that backup that dude that come off the practice squad, Huntley.
Oh yeah,
Huntley
that's right.
starting this week.
Huntley.
Yeah, he's
Wasn't
starting this
Huntley
week.
there last week? Wasn't Huntley there last week?
No, that wasn't. No, they had that other dude starting last week. Skyler or whatever his name is.
Oh,
Skyler, something like that. Skyler or something. Yeah. He's gonna be Huntley's backup now.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. You won the first season, the first year in football though. You won the championship the first year in football.
Basketball. Yeah,
Oh
basketball.
no, basketball. Yeah, you won the first year in basketball.
Yeah, that was a fluke there, man. That was a fluke for me winning that shit. I played AB.
You beat
AB in
A1.
the championship.
It was
I
AB.
didn't know.
I thought it was A1.
I only knew superstars, man. I didn't know nobody else. I didn't know who comes in the rotations. I didn't know none of that shit. I still don't know that shit. But that first year I paid attention to T and G5, man. Every night, man, we was on damn live, man, and they would drop players, pick up players, drop players, pick up players. I listened to them and paid attention to everything they did, and I was picking up them players, man, that they dropping. Yeah.
Yeah, I told everybody AD was going to be the truth. They were like, man, that nigga AD balled last year. He was balling. I told y'all kept sleeping on him. That nigga AD went through the whole season. I think he was averaging a double-double for the season.
Damn.
Yeah, I think he averaged a double-double. He was averaging like 20-something points and like
I didn't
12
even make
rebounds.
the playoffs last year. Defending champion, man. I didn't even make the playoffs.
They're going Trap. Remember Trap had bought all those players and he had that squad that man Trap didn't even make the playoffs. Trap was getting blown the fuck out. His players kept getting injured. He bought all of the players that end up getting injured. So he didn't even make the playoffs. Because that's when we did that free agency.
He beat me like I had to play like 4 times that year, and I beat him the last game. Yeah, the last time we played, I beat him. He beat me like 3 times.
We did that salary cap.
Hell yeah,
draft.
I remember now. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, that blew my mind there, man. I didn't even know we was doing that shit.
Yeah,
we over there and start paying for the damn players.
We all decided to do the salary cap just to see how it was. It was actually fun. I didn't get the players that I wanted to get.
Yeah, I like that. What y'all do in football? Y'all didn't do no salary cap in football?
No, we didn't do it in football. We just did the regular draft.
Yeah.
I don't know. We might do the salary cap again in basketball. We might do it again in basketball.
Yeah, I like doing it that way. That was pretty cool. I'd like to have a little bit more money.
Because that way everybody got a chance to get every single player. It's not like you get the player because you got the draft pick before the next person. The salary cap, everybody got a chance to get it. It all depends on how much money you want to spend on that player.
Yeah, how much money you want to pay. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah. That's why my team sucked, though. I didn't get the players I needed. I had Giannis. I had Giannis. That was the only person I had, man. Giannis.
Y'all niggas was jumping out the windows for players. That's what it was. Y'all niggas was spending buku money. I was like, nope, I'm just gonna wait. Cause there was a lot of people left in the daggone pool that didn't come up for the draft because everybody spent all their money early.
Yeah. Well, I
There
only
was a
know the
lot of
stars,
people
man.
left.
So I knew I had to get a star or somebody, somebody good. You ain't winning if you ain't got a superstar, man. You need two superstars, really, you want to compete.
Yeah, you need like 2 or 3.
See, when I wanted, I had what's his name, that center. I had you had him last year.
Oh, you talking about Porzingis?
Yeah, I had him. I had Giannis, and I had fucking the little 3-point shooter dude for Golden State. Yeah, Kerr. Yeah, Stephon. Yeah. So I had 3 good players right there, man. Shit.
Well, my daggone pick was right. I should have bet on that joint. I said Boston was going to win the championship last year, and they won. I called that at the
Yeah,
beginning of the season. I was like, I think Boston gonna win it this year. They were like, nah, I think Milwaukee gonna repeat. I was like, I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be Boston. And sure enough, they ass went right to the championship and won it. Won that shit.
Look,
easy.
New York trying to make a move already this year, man, with that trade, man. Shit. New York trying to be somebody this year better.
Yeah.
I don't know who's all good this year. I don't know. I know who's in the. I know. I didn't have no Boston players on my team, man. That's what sucked. Y'all just killed me on them damn 3-pointers, man. Son of a bitch. I didn't have nobody shoot 3-pointers, man.
Right.
Not this year. I didn't get nobody last year to shoot 3-pointers, man. Because fucking what's the name, outbidded my ass. A1 took fucking Stephon from my ass, man.
Yeah.
He outbidded my ass for him, man. I didn't have enough money to get him. And I didn't have no 3-point shooters, man.
Boy. I'm ready to get off of work.
So now I know this year for the draft, I know go after them damn 3-point shooters, man. You gotta have that. You gotta have them 3-point shooters, man. Yeah. Gotta have somebody good that can shoot.
You gotta have somebody that can shoot threes.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody, man. And Boston's loaded up with 3-point shooters, man. But damn, everybody took them quick, boy. Them damn Boston players were gone, man. And they never end up in the damn pool either during the year.
I didn't even pay attention to who came out of the draft this year in basketball.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to the summer league or who came out in the. I know LeBron's son came out. That's about it.
Yeah,
that's the only person I know that came out.
Yeah, that's the young players, what I've been hearing. I hope that's going to be good. Yeah.
From what I've been hearing, LeBron's son playing like some shit. They saying he's horrible.
The little bit of things I hear about it, yeah, that I've been reading and shit about it on YouTube and shit. Yeah, he ain't playing up to what he's supposed to be playing, being LeBron's son. But he'll be all right, man. Him and his dad on the court together, shit. Watch, they'll tear it up, man.
Yeah, I think eventually
they still ain't gonna win the damn chip. Hell no. I don't see him winning.
Eventually he'll be good. I think it's still something in his head that got him a little nervous because he had that cardiac arrest. I think he's still a little nervous. Because being that young and having cardiac arrest, that'll play tricks in your head. So I think he's still a little nervous.
That was a good thing seeing DeMar Hamlin last week get that interception, man. You know, that boy died on the field, man. And he got his first interception. Yeah. That was pretty cool to see that. Yep. That boy literally, they had to use that damn electric shit, the damn defibrillator to bring his ass back to life on the field, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but he took a nasty hit and he didn't get up. They had all his teammates on the field
Yeah,
crying
he
and
got
stuff.
up
I
for a
was like,
second.
wow.
He actually got up for a second and fell back down, and that's what alarmed everybody, man, when he fell. Yeah, he got up and took a couple of steps and just collapsed, man. Yeah. He got hit right in the heart, I guess. I mean, right in the chest to where it stopped his heart. Just a freak
Yeah.
thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it's something with him, some medical thing with him, or if it was just a freak accident from that hit, you know. I don't know. But he's playing good. I mean, dude, he's playing good right now. Shit.
There's gonna be some good games tomorrow.
Delivering some hard hits too, boy. That boy getting some hard hits right now, boy. Yeah. He said he got a second chance at life, man. He's gonna bring it to the fullest now. Oh yeah. Pretty cool.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'll get off of here too, man. Yeah, we're gonna all be back on T shit tomorrow. We gotta make some bets in the morning. Yeah, before the shit starts.
All right, man.
Prop bets
I'll
and
see
shit.
you tomorrow.
Yep. See y'all later.
All right.